A pleasant good evening, everybody, is live from the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut. Division II NCAA hockey is tonight. Your post-University Eagles play their official home opener in their home rink as they take on the visitors from Westfield State University. Pleasant good evening again, everybody. I'm Jeff Nelson. Coach Pete Whitney will join us in just a moment. For the Eagles, a tough weekend. A come-from-behind loss on Friday by St. Michael's 4-2 after having a 2-0 lead through 2 periods, giving up 4 goals in the third period. And then a tough overtime loss on Saturday, 3-2, their second 1-goal loss of the season. Second lead they've also given up this season, being up 2-1 at one point during that game. Something this young Eagle team will need to pick up on as they continue to grow. But being in their home rink tonight and the third of a 5-game homestand should give them an opportunity to get on the winning ways. Officially, the Eagles have an 0-1-2 record. We'll question how that all fits into the NE10 as the game goes along. For the visitors from Westfield State, they're 2-1 on the season, coming off a loss at Keene State last weekend. They play here tonight before they travel home to take on Keene State in a rematch later on this week. And, Coach, as we bring you in, Eagles learning as they move along. Talk to Coach Richter before the players took the ice here tonight, and likes where the team is offensively, knows they need to get more than 2 goals a game.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the key, right? And in order to do that, you got to be able to stay out of the box. One of the issues is it's almost a 2-to-1 ratio of posts in the box versus their opponents in a game, and you can't, with them averaging about, that says 15.7 minutes a game in penalties, that's way too many penalty kills, too many opportunities for your opponent, and takes away from your ability to play offensively, because this is a team moves its feet, skates, shoots pucks. They can play. These guys can play. They got a lot of talent, but you have to be even strength in order to display that talent.
Coach, talk about Jacob Howell, the junior out of Derry, New Hampshire. 4 points on the season, goals in back-to-back games over the weekend. Seems like he's stepping up at the right time, and as you mentioned, really coming into his own as a junior so far.
Yeah, and he is the style that Jacob plays. He's a hard-nosed player. He's not afraid to get in between those dots and drive the net, and that's what I'd like to see more too from this team, because as skilled as you are, you don't want to be pushed outside the dots, bad angle shots. You want to be inside those dots, getting pucks to the net, crashing the net, looking for rebounds.
So, Coach, they play a Westfield State team that had success against NE10 conference opponents already this year. They beat Franklin Pierce in their season opener, obviously one of the teams that the Eagles are sort of projected to play like Franklin Pierce this year. But Westfield State comes in with a certain speed and a certain sort of game plan that they've played against the Eagles multiple times in the last few years. What do you expect out of them tonight? It'll
be interesting to see, because I remember last year when they played, I think anywhere from 3 to 7 times, they would fly a player and get behind the defense. So it'll be interesting to see if that's something that they try, and Post has looked at the game film from last year and they found a way to kind of correct that. Or if, again, every year you get a different group of players, so sometimes you have to change how you play. So, but they're averaging a good 3 goals a game, and that's kind of a magic number, right? Because that right off the bat forces your opponent to get 4, which, as you see in these games with the parity, that's not necessarily an easy task.
Should be a good one this evening. We thank you for joining us wherever you are. Let's get to the starting lineups, brought to you by Post University and Post University Online. For more information on Post University, their degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, because it's the college application season, and I should know, visit post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from Westfield State University, they will start Duncan Nichols-Delay in goal. The 6'1", 180 junior out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, is 1-0 on the season, 3.00 goals against average, and a .900 save percentage. His defensive combination, well, they're international. Raphael Sanguin, the 6'1", 174 senior out of Saint Lazare, Quebec, and Thomas Muller, 6'3", 200-pound junior out of Hret Kravlov, Czechia now. I got to get that right. It says Czech Republic, but it's Czechia now. His left wing is Cooper Board, 5'11", 175 junior out of Salem, Massachusetts. Julian Bosclair, 5'8", 195 out of Voorhees, New Jersey. And Luis Solette from Baie-Comeau, Quebec, freshman, 5'10", 175. Their head coach is for some reason not listed on the form. Well, their assistant coach is Andrew Forbush. And their head coach is Bob Mealy. Knew we'd find that somewhere. For your Eagles, in goal, the junior Ben Cunin, who played on Saturday. Played very well on Saturday, but 0-1 on the season. 2.78 goals against average and a .940 save percentage. His defensive combination is Aiden Kennedy, 6'1", 190 out of Schaumburg, Illinois. The freshman has 1 assist on the season. And the captain, Trey Delory, 6'5", 180 out of Andover, Massachusetts. The senior has no points on the season. Starting lineup is the same starting lineup they've had for all 4 games. It's going to be Baxter Kimball on left wing, the 5'10" junior out of Elliott, Maine. At center, 5'10", Joe Santoro, also a junior out of Wolcott, Connecticut. And Parker Norling, the sophomore, 5'11", out of Andover, Minnesota. Head coach in season number 3, Tim Richter. Assistant coach, Andy DeAngelis. And Brandon Brown. Larry Erickson filling in on the bench tonight for Andy DeAngelis. As the teams are being announced to the fans in attendance, a Tuesday night game where the weather has turned while we were melting on Friday. And a little colder on Saturday. It is definitely taking a nip of winter with the temperature outside about 35 degrees and wind to 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chopping wood weather, Coach.
Well, that's what I've been doing.
See?
You're right. Chopping wood and hauling it in.
Gotta get that wood in for the fire because we're gonna need it. Although there might be a couple 60-degree days left.
Yeah, those will take up leaf removal.
I got leaf removal. All right, we will pause momentarily for the playing of our national anthem.
Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Our national anthem here this evening in Shelton, Connecticut, and we thank you for joining us. Westfield State. The Owls will be going right to left as you look at your screen. They're wearing the dark blue with white letters and dark helmet. Your Eagles in the home whites with the purple helmet and purple pants will be going left to right as you look at your screen and dial. Teams huddled up around their goaltenders, getting ready to go. We got the music blasting. We seem to have a more peppier version of the national anthem this year.
Yeah, I mean, the music's been good. Music's been good.
And Tuesday night hockey here in Shelton. So I guess it's what we call hockey time in Connecticut.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not a hockey fan, come on down for the music.
And the food court is the snack bar over there.
Snack bar, yep, snack bar's open.
Come out on Friday, though, Coach. Sorry to interrupt, as we have games 4 o'clock against St. A's on Friday and 1 o'clock on Saturday, so come on out for sure. Santoro and Botsclair in the face-off at center. And here we go. Eagles win the draw back to Kennedy, who goes D to Delory. They play catch. Pass up to Norling, deflects off his stick high in the air, and with a much higher roof tonight, not as likely to bang into the roof as we had up in Hamden the other day. Long shot from the point, deflected just wide. Picked up and brought it out to center, but given away to Kennedy, who chipped it up to Kimball, had it chopped off his stick, and back to the D again, and Delory in his own zone almost gave it away, but it popped free to center, and a nice pass across the S. Kimball, who dumps it in, and the Eagles will make their first line change of the game 35 seconds into period number 1. Muller plays catch behind his net. Puck comes out with a long pass looking for Pichette, and it goes a little too far, and that's an icing for the first faceoff of the game. Well, the second faceoff of the game, first in-game. Back into the Owl zone, and it looks like it's going to be to the right of Duncan Nicholas DeLay, the junior out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, making his second start of the season. Face-off 1 to Sagan. Into the near corner. Eagles try to keep it and centered it toward the net, and stopped by Nichols DeLay. And we'll do it again, this time to his left again. Jesper Seberg, 6'2", 185, freshman out of Lake Worth, Florida, in the face-off dot for the Owls. Nice win back by Murray. To the point for O'Connell, takes a shot that goes wide. Comes all the way around the other side to Glassrud, tries to pinch it in, goes off a leg, and will be carried out to center. Glassrud picks it up at center, rims it back in around the boards. Danny Finnegan goes in after it for the Owls. It bounces off an Eagle leg and passed up here to Millardo. Millardo with a nice quick pass up to Pichette over the line with a shot that goes off the leg of Wyatt Noble and into that ever-dangerous Zamboni corner. Owls try to keep it in, but good defensive play by Aloy, and out come the Eagles. Murray gets to center, shoots it in, goes off for a line change, and the Eagles will change again for the second time today. Millardo, long pass ahead for Pichette. Goes across the ice, finds a man, takes a shot. That was Emile Tremblay. And the Eagles come away with it in that Zamboni corner. Brought ahead by McQuegan, carrying it in over on left wing, over the line, keeps going, drives towards the net, centered in front, it goes off the leg of Nichols DeLay. Then centered by Howell across the crease, but nobody there, and all the way to the near side. McQuegan chips it in for Atkinson. It goes around for Howell. Howell back to the point to Noble. Noble goes D to Delory. Takes a shot toward the net. That's deflects off Atkinson's stick and wide. Atkinson tried to center it out in front to McQuegan, but stopped by the aggressive Nichols DeLay. And the faceoff this time to his right. A lot of just sort of checking each other out so far in these first 2:15, right, Coach?
Yeah, they're doing that, but Post is also looks like they're trying to get goaltender movement because they're going east-west with that puck quite a bit, trying to create plays that way.
Tremblay and Mosher in the draw to Nichols DeLay's right. And Tremblay might be from one of my favorite towns, Saint Bruno de Montarville, Quebec. Several players from Quebec on this Westfield State Owl team.
Yeah, I see that.
A couple players from the Czech Republic as well, so they're very well traveled internationally. Long shot in by McMains. It's Bradley McMains, a freshman out of South Portland, Maine, 5'10", 165, making his Eagle debut. Mosher tries to send it toward the net, goes behind the net, where McMains tries to center it out in front. I desperately want to say Connor Barter, and I know that's not him. Puck gets to center. Stopped by Kunin behind the net for Kennedy. He's watched by Williams, but he goes behind his back to Delory. Delory dangerously out in front. Gave it to Kennedy, though. He'll go high in the air and out to center. Chased by McMains, trying to avoid the icing. No icing. Referees don't call that. Linesmen don't call that, actually, and it's played by Smilowitz. Keith Smilowitz, 6 foot out of Sarver, Pennsylvania, also making his Eagle debut today, but there's an icing on the other end, and the faceoff will come back into the Owl zone. Good speed there shown by McMains to avoid that icing. Santoro and Colin Rowe in the draw. One by Santoro, picked by Kimball, takes a shot that gets blocked in front by Balboni. Then a shot toward the net in front, and they score! The Eagles find a rebound and put it past Nichols DeLay, who made the original save, and it looks like that's going to be Joe Santoro's first goal as an Eagle. And at 3:17, the Eagles are on the board. It's 1-0. Coach, good pressure, found the rebound, put it in.
Yeah, Joe's got a great set of hands there, and he displayed that there with just being around the net, that dirty area, finding that puck and putting it home.
3:17 the time of Joe Santoro, the junior out of Walcott, Connecticut's first Eagle goal. Baxter Kimball will get one assist. We'll see if who gets the second. All of that occurs at 3:17. So good start for the Eagles. They've had good starts. They had a good start on Friday and a good start on Saturday. It's just maintaining that for the full 60 minutes will be the key to this game, and the Eagles might be able to get out of here. But a long way to go. But an early goal, better to be up than down. And here's Kimball.
Assisted by number 14, Parker Norling. And assisted by number 5, Mike Montague. Time of the goal, 3 minutes and 17.
Check behind the net. 4 players behind the net, including Nicholas Coppola. But the Eagles come away with it. It's Santoro gets it out the center. Get you the updated totals there in a second on the goal. Montague sends it in around the boards. His first game as an Eagle. 6 foot, 185 out of Saratoga Springs, Florida, the freshman. And here's Tommy Bice. Rimmed it in, stopped by Nichols' delay. So officially, and I have to retract one of the assists, it's Santoro's first of the year. From Montague, his first Eagle point, and Parker Norling, his first point of the season. So no assist to Baxter Kimball. Must have been, he started the play, but a lot of deflections within there. So officially, Santoro from Montague and Norling at 3:17. Here's Tommy Bice cruising into the slot, tried to center in front. He did get it across, and a shot taken by Wyatt Noble. Stopped again by Nichols' delay. That puck goes all the way down, but out came Kunin to stop the icing, almost gave it away. Bice plays it away from the rushing Cooper Board, and then in front the puck goes. Board took a shot at it. Stopped by Kunin. Behind the net is Bolesclair, centers it out in front, picked it up again, goes on a backhand and shoots it just wide. Did Bolesclair. Puck centers off Bice's leg and out to Murray, and then kicked out the center where the Owls will pick it up and try to go right back into the zone with a quick pass. A little bit too far, but then given away. Coming in on a backhand, but chipped away nicely by the aggressive McQuegan was Danny Finnegan, the junior out of Chicago, Illinois, who took a nice little chip pass, and it came in by Luis Willette, who set up that play with 5:01 gone in the first period. 1-0 Eagles. Howell and Seberg on the draw to Kunin's right. First draw within the Eagles zone so far. And Kennedy goes high up in the air after the Eagle faceoff win. And the pass comes over to McQuegan. He's in over the line with the wrist shot that gets stopped by Nichols' delay and sent into the near side crowd netting. Good 3-on-2, Coach, as the Eagles came up the ice. Good shot by McQuegan.
Yeah, one small adjustment I've seen that they've made as opposed to last season was that weak side winger is much more closer to the dot to sort of pressure that defender as opposed to putting him way outside along the wall as they used to do, which kind of kept them outside dots, and it's not really where you want to be. So that's a great adjustment by the staff right there.
Pichette kicked out of the draw for Seberg. Still wins the draw, though, behind the net of Nichols' delay. Westfield State, the Owls, trying to come up with the puck, but Atkinson makes a nice behind-the-back pass to Howell. Gets chopped off his stick up to Emily Pichette. And Pichette skating in his own zone, watched by Howell, feeds a pass over to Tom Riley. Riley tries to kick it up the wall, gets it to Millardo, gets it out the center, but then the Eagles come right back in. McQuegan, a big hit at center ice. Puck dumped right back in and taken by Tom Riley. Riley, long pass, but good play by Kennedy right center ice to take it away. Sends it back in right on goal. Another save by Nichols' delay, and he'll have to swallow it whole as the on-rushing Keith Smilowitz got in there to force a face-off. And good job by the Eagles coach. So far it's been like 8-1 face-offs inside the Owl zone, so putting the right pressure on and getting opportunities.
Yeah, Post is definitely, they've got their feet moving and they're dictating the play at this point for sure.
Mosher, McMains, and Smilowitz, the Eagle forward line out there, but the face-off won by the Owls, but then gives it away to Mosher. Mosher tries to center it out in front. Deflects to O'Connell. Kept in nicely by Smilowitz, who rims it around the boards. Off of Mosher's stick onto the far side half wall, where the Owls pop it up in the air and out to center. A little too far for Balboni, but a big hit right here at the blue line in front of us. Plays it inside the Eagle zone. Behind the net, picked up by Balboni. He tries to center it out in front. Mosher comes in nicely to get it. Goes up in the air and off the netting. And that is going to be a face-off inside the Eagle zone. You got to wonder how many times Dominic gets called bye-bye, Balboni.
Yes. Only by his close friends, I'm sure.
The freshman out of West Springfield, Mass. Used to play for the Springfield Picks. Formerly Chris Clark, one of their NHL players on the Springfield Picks. Played 11 years in the National Hockey League, but that was several moons ago. Puck played into that Zamboni corner, but rimmed all the way around here to the near side where O'Connell goes after. He tries to chip it off the wall, but a diving Tremblay keeps it in, so Glassford will try the other side and dangerously go up the middle with it, but then a $300 shattered stick leads to a 2-on-1 for the Eagles. In, over the line. Smilowitz tried to send it over for McMains, but that puck was a little bit too far. Might have been better to take the shot. Instead, he tried to recenter it, but it's taken away by their captain, Rafael Sanguin. Brought back in by McMains and dumped into the near side corner, but Santoro, who's got the goal, goes in after it, chips it to the near side, sent up and out of the zone by the Owls. Now they bring the puck inside the Eagles' zone. A centering pass in front, it pops free for a moment as it went off of Kunin's leg, but he'll dive on it in the crease. 7-12 into period number 1, 1-0 Eagles on the Joe Santoro goal.
Yeah, the difference right now, Post has got concerted pressure, consistent pressure, and Westfield say it's had some pressure, but it's just in spurts right now.
Face-off one. Well, players diving. Ultimately, the Eagles win the face-off, and here's Santoro, the Kimball 2-on-2. Gets to the red line, dumps it in around the boards. Stopped behind the net by Nichols Delay. He sends it to the near side, but then centered in front as he almost gave it away. Fighting for it is Morehouse. It's Ryan Morehouse out of Westfield, Massachusetts. He dumps it all the way into the Eagle zone, and Tommy Weiss will start. Behind his net, give to Santoro, the goal scorer. Passes up for Kimball, off his stick, up in the air. Won't hit the roof, so it goes behind the net. Norling chasing it after. He had an assist on the goal. Puck pops free for a moment, but then the Owls bring it out with a long lead pass ahead to Cooper Board, their leading scorer. Board sends it across, looking for the skating Willette, just by his stick and into the near corner. Kennedy fights for it, tries to chip it up the wall. Willette picked it up in the corner, though. Willette goes behind his back, looking for Baltclair. Baltclair lost the puck, tried to rim it around in front, looking for Willette, was Board, but just past his stick and all the way down the ice, which will give the Eagles an opportunity to make a line change. With 8:15 gone in period number 1, 1-0 Eagles on the Joe Santoro goal. Long pass, give it away to Alloy. Alloy feeds it in front. Shot taken by Swain. Didn't get all of it because it rolled off his stick a bit and stopped by Nichols Delay. Delory sends it back in around the boards from near to far. Then a shot toward the net, sticked away by Nichols Delay again. Murray in the near corner goes back for Delory, but way too hard and way too high, and all the way back down to Ben Kunin. Kunin leaves it for Kennedy, who's being watched by Balboni. Tries to give it to Alloy, but goes back to Delory. Delory feeds a gentle pass up the middle, but right to the defense of Sagan. Sagan chipped it up to Seberg. Seberg gets checked hard by Swain and given away to Alloy. Alloy brings it in on left wing. He's in over the line, takes a bad angle shot, but left the rebound. Stopped by Nichols Delay, and out come the Owls. Here comes Millardo over the line, takes a shot on Kunin, who makes his first real save of the game with 9:14 gone in the first period, and the Eagles leading 1-0. Coach, seems like the Eagles are just throwing the puck at Nichols Delay right now. A lot of shots and looking for rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good strategy, especially, honestly, having just played this weekend, keeping it really simple and forcing the goaltender to handle the puck. That's a good strategy.
We talked about it before the game, Coach. Eagles averaging 2 goals per game. They're going to have to get that up in any 10 play. If they want to see some wins, they're going to have to get up to 3 goals a game at least.
Yeah, there's no question.
Puck into the slot area, bouncing around, and then a heavy fall by Owen Atkinson. Gets back up, takes another hit, still fighting for it with 4 other players in the corner, but away comes Williams. Williams for the Owls tries to spin off the check of O'Connell. Sends a backhand pass through the slot, nowhere near anybody. Picked up by McQuegan on the other side. McQuegan dances away from one check, brings it out of the zone with a bit of head of steam, so 3-on-2 for the Eagles now. McQuegan over the line, nice pass to Howell. Howell closes in, but a block in front kept it from getting to Nichols Delay, and back the other way we come. End-to-end action with a shot taken, blocked in front, rebound sent through by Brett Williams, who had 2 opportunities, neither of which got to Kunin. Atkinson takes a hit, gets the puck into the zone, and the Eagles will be able to get a line change. Good 3-on-2 there. Howell had an opportunity, but a good block by the Owl defense. Back in comes Finnegan. He dumps it into the near side corner. Tommy Weiss gets there first, rims it behind his back nicely to Noble, who has some space. Noble carries it in his own zone, long pass ahead, looking for Kimball, but too far. No icing because Nichols Delay came out to play it. Puck rimmed around the near boards, kept in momentarily, but confusion by Norling and Bice leads to a break for the Owls. Over the line comes Rowe. Rowe goes to the ice, couple number 4s battling for it in the corner. It pops free to Kimball, looking for Santoro, as Coach Richter is double shifting this line early in the game, Norling, Santoro, and Kimball, and brought back in by Nicholas Coppola, into the Eagle zone, but offsides. With 9:17 remaining in the first period, 1-0 Eagles.
Yeah, right now the post defensemen are much more aggressive than the forwards for Westfield. Westfield, when they get control, they're trying to possess it, but Post is actually doing a great job in negating that.
Bowles, Clare, and Murray in the draw, won by Murray. Swain chasing after a loose puck given up to Willett. Nice pass to Board. Board falls down as he tries to center. He did center it, but the only player there was Swain, and Swain gives it to Murray. Murray, 2-on-2 over the line, makes a fancy move around the defense, had the puck one time, lost it the second time, and back out to center. Captain Trey Delore sends it around the boards from far to near, but stopping it is Raphael Sagan. Sagan goes to Coppola, looking up the middle with a nice pass to Board. Board comes in over the line, tried to take a return pass from Bowles-Clare, but it rolled off his stick, and Connor Murray will play it in his own zone. Westfield State goes off for a line change with 8:30 to go in the first period. 1-0 Eagles. Kennedy behind his own net, watched by 3 Owls right now. He fakes the pass, takes it the other way though, gets the defense moving, and out comes Kennedy. Kennedy, long pass ahead, gets it to the stick of McMains, who dumps it in. Eagles offsides. As somebody, I think Ryan Mosher, predated the puck going into the zone, so that faceoff will come all the way back to, just outside the Eagle line. They're going to put that faceoff between Mosher and Pichette. Emile Pichette out of Saint Eustache, Quebec, wins that faceoff back to his D. And out comes Seberg. Seberg in over the line on right wing. Makes a nice little chip pass ahead, and a backhand shot taken by Christopher Millardo out of Montreal, Quebec. And a stop by Cunin with 8 minutes even to go in the first period. That was a nice rush up the ice by that first line, Coach.
That was a good shot. The backhands are difficult. The goaltenders will tell you that those are tough shots to see and handle. So Ben did a nice job of staying with that.
Just to show you how the game of hockey has grown, that's 2 players from Quebec and 1 player from Florida on that line.
There you go.
Tanner Glassrud behind his own net as the Eagles won the faceoff, looking for Santoro. And again, Coach Richter putting this line right back out there. But Santoro didn't see it, and that ends up being an icing.
Yeah, that's what I always wonder on those icings. There's no attempt to play that puck as 2 players watch it go within 2 feet of them.
Won by Santoro, but a shot taken right on, as in there was Pichette to grab it. Tackle inside the zone between Glassrud and Pichette. That's a 6'7 player and a 5'8 player, so Glassrud won the wrestling match, but the puck ends up into the Eagle zone, played by Finnegan. Finnegan tries to rim it up the wall, gets it by Norling, and they'll regroup behind the net with a long pass out from Millardo. Millardo gets the center, tries to dump it in, goes past the glove of Bice, behind the net to Noble. Noble rims it up the near wall for a racing Kimball, but is going to outrace him, and played by the Owl defense back into the zone where it's played by Noble, and a long pass ahead. He had Howell breaking, but just got a stick on it was Brian O'Rourke of the Owls. Puck bouncing inside the Owl zone. Howell ripped it around, got blocked, checking right on the half wall. 5 players fighting for it. It finally squirts free to Tom Riley, who kicked it out the center. Noble plays it back to Riley. Riley ends up dumping in, but that's going to be offsides as it goes off Brett Williams inside the Eagle zone. So that faceoff should be, I'll put that at center, I think. And they will with 6:44 to go in the first period. 1-0 Eagles. That was an interesting faceoff. Murray wasn't even in the faceoff circle and they dropped it. But Murray won the faceoff anyway, and it ends up back into the Owl zone. Played by Nichols Delay. Up the wall. Tries to chip it by McQuegan. But Tommy Bice there sends it over to Noble. Puck goes off his stick, and a headhunter shot inside the bench. Assistant coach Larry Erickson didn't move. The puck went whizzing by his head. Tells you that man's been at a lot of hockey benches. when you don't even flinch when that puck comes at you.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't aware it was even there.
I was trying to give him a little credit. Murray, who looks much more prepared for this draw this time, against Ryan Morehouse. Morehouse lost the puck to Aloy, and out comes Aloy. Aloy gets to the red line, tries to trip it around the defense. Didn't work. Murray takes it back at center and gives it to Delory. Delory has to wait for Aloy to get onside. Then he chips it in past Nichols Delay. Actually, Nichols Delay blockered it into the far side corner. Owls chip it back out again, and it's played by Murray. Kennedy, long pass to Scotty Swain, who scored his first goal on Friday. It was the second goal of the game at that point that gave the Eagles a 2-0 lead. Trying to carry it out of the zone aggressively is Porolate, who sends it into behind the net. Delory quickly turns it and gives a long pass up ahead. He's got a breakaway if he hurries. Here's McMains coming in on the breakaway. Backhand stopped by Nichols Delay as he went forehand the backhand. Tried to take it around him, but Nichols Delay stood strong and made the save on McMains. Puck gets dumped all the way back into the Eagle zone, so good opportunity. Nice read by Mosher, by the way, set that pass up right on his stick, gave him that McMains that opportunity. And the puck sent back into the Eagles zone. McMains right at the blue line, sends it right into the defensive player. That's Julian Beauclair. And the Eagles will have to regroup again inside their own zone. It's Kennedy. Kennedy feeds it a little bit by Smilowitz, and back comes the Owls back in over the line with a shot toward the net that goes off the leg of Mosher. That was Julian Beauclair who took the shot off of Mosher's leg and into the netting with 5:01 to go in the first period. Nice setup by Mosher to send McMains on a breakaway, but a good save by Nichols Delay, who hasn't been great but has made enough saves to keep him in the game. And that was sort of the story on Friday, Coach, against St. Mike's. The Eagles had a lot of shots, but a lot of great saves were being made on the other end.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen good goaltending, I think, overall so far this season.
Eagles win that faceoff, and Montague has an assist on the opening goal, feeds Santoro over the line. They're onside. He sends it toward the net. It got blocked. Now kicked into the near side corner. Santoro comes away with it again. Comes back to the point, gives to Montague. Montague closing in, gives it to Kimball. Good cycling there by the Eagles. Shot toward the net in front. Puck is free and goes wide. Kimball behind the net with some speed, trying to center it out in front. Norling goes back into it. Montague pinching down from the point, gets it in the near side corner, gives to Norling, who reverses the flow, tries to get it in front, but then puck back into the corner. Eagles doing a good job on the cycle. Norling kicked it up the half wall, and finally Westfield State comes out of the zone with it as Finnegan gets to center. He's in over the line, takes a bad angle shot that goes wide, rims all the way around and out to center, where Westfield State was making a line change anyway, and Lengino plays it into his own zone. Out again comes Pichette. Pichette gets the center, checked off by McQuegan, lost the puck to Noble with under 4 minutes to go in the first period, 1-0 Eagles. And then the Eagles give it away. 2-on-2 down low and a backhand, and they score. Give away, and into the net it goes as Emile Pichette, the sophomore out of St. Eustache, Quebec, gets his first goal of the season on a nice pass by Jesper Seberg. And at 16:08, giveaways kill. And there was that one there, and Pichette gets on the board with his first of the season. It's 1-1.
Yeah, those are those little mistakes that'll happen with the younger players, and we learn. We got to learn quick, but no panic. Playing well, keep the pressure on, reset, refocus, and get back at it.
Pichette, his first of the season from Seberg at 16:08. And over the line comes Seberg again. Gives it over here for Millardo. Millardo lost it as it rolled off a stick into the corner, tried to rim it all the way around. It goes back to the point, kept in nicely by Blingino. And then a shot from the slot area that just goes wide and rims all the way around. Riley up the wall to Millardo. Millardo chipped it in. Played by Bice with 3 minutes to go in the first period. Now 1-1 as Santoro and Pichette have traded goals. Murray gets to the red line, dumps it in. Eagle forward unit will go for a line change. Swain stays out there while everybody else changes. And now he will go off for a change. Long pass ahead to Balboni. It goes off the stick of Delory into the Eagle zone and then off the netting. And that's going to be a face-off inside the Eagle zone with 2:50 remaining in period number 1. Game tied at 1. Face off to Caneen's right. Mosher in the draw with Tremblay. Tremblay tried to send it toward the net, and then a backhand that just goes past Cuneen, taken by Balboni. Played up the far side wall. Kennedy with a nice spin move. Goes back to Delory behind the net with some time and space. Looking to get the puck up the wall, and he does to McMains. McMains chipped it around the defense of O'Rourke out the center, but the puck taken away by Williams. Williams kicks it up the wall to Balboni. Balboni looking ahead. Tries to get it to his centerman, Tremblay. Puck bounces into the Eagle zone where Mosher will play it to Delory. Delory goes D to Kennedy. Kennedy gives it to Smilovitz, who's looking for a streaky McMains, who seems to have a little speed, Coach. First time we've seen him this year. Good speed, though, on that right wing so far.
Yeah, for sure.
O'Connell back to McMains again. Lost the puck out of the zone, so the Eagles will regroup as Santoro comes back out. Falling down was Glassrud, but Santoro there to help, and now O'Connell pitching in from the D spot. Gets in over the line, tries to dump it around the wall. It goes off a leg of an Owl. Eagles fighting to keep it in, but squirts free back to center. And played by Coppola. Coppola feeds it up on the wall to a racing Colin Rowe, the junior out of Hyde Park, Massachusetts. Went with a backhand on a bad angle. Cuneen held the post to make the save there with 1:42 to go in the first period. Still 1-1. Don't forget to stay with us in the first intermission. We'll go around the post-university sports scene, an ever-busy post-university sports scene here on the CACC network and youtube.com/go Post Eagles. Face-off won by Santoro to Montague. O'Connell playing with it behind the net, trying to move it. Montague steps up to play it. Montague fighting for it. Eagles pushing it toward the blue line, but kept in nicely by the aggressive Cooper Board, the Westfield State captain, as Delory goes behind his net to Montague. They play catch. Here comes Montague carrying it up the middle. Makes a nice little move, gets it to Kimball, rolls off his stick, and then taken away again by Willett. Willett gave it back to Kimball, who feeds it up the wall to Howell. Howell over the line with a bad angle shot, blockered away by Nichols Delay. Puck behind the net. Kimball still out there with Howell. Howell behind the net. Looks in front, but nobody there, as McQuegan was in the slot, but 20 feet further away from where that puck went. And Board feeds it to center. Noble to Bice. Feeds it up ahead to Atkinson. Atkinson over the line, but had a chop checked away by Muller. Now taken by Seaberg. Seaberg, who sets up the first goal, gives it to the goal scorer, Pichette. Pichette up to Millardo. Now back to Pichette. Pichette looking for Seaberg, and back come the Eagles the other way, but then give the puck back. And Westfield State will start behind his own net with Danny Finnegan. Finnegan rimmed it up the wall for Millardo. Millardo goes cross ice looking for Pichette. Pichette picked it up on right wing. Carries it in over the line, goes behind the net looking to center. Had the puck roll off a stick. He does center all the way across the ice. Wrist shot taken from 40 feet out by Lengino, the freshman out of Pregame, Czechia. Took a 40-foot wrist shot from the top of the right circle.
It's easy for you to say.
It's not as easy as you think with 20.1 seconds to go in the first period. But a good save by Caneen, which was easy to say. And a face-off between Pichette and Murray, won by the Eagles, chipped out to center and played at center. Rimmed back in by Seaberg. Gets into that Zamboni corner with 8 seconds to go. Kennedy fights for it. Eagles just trying to hold on and get out of this period. Coming away with it is Murray, but he's going to run out of time as the first period ends with an all-even game, Coach. 1-1 after one. Both teams had their moments. Eagles outshoot Westfield State in the first period, but Westfield State's chances might have been a little bit more quality versus the Eagles' quantity.
Yeah, I think that the Eagles did check some boxes in that period. I think certainly right now in this young season, they're getting outshot game to game by their opponents, so I'm sure one of the goals was to outshoot your opponent and just get pucks to the net, which worked out in at least one instance with that goal. And the other piece that they've done a good job at is limiting the penalties. No penalties for either team this first period, and that will be a difference maker because this is such a different team, like many teams, when they're playing 5-on-5. When you're playing even strength and you're just going and able to use your speed and your skill, because you can see how many players the Post has that can actually move their feet and make plays. That's exactly the strategy that you need. That's what you want.
So solid first period both ways, and we'll get into a first period recap, but we'll come back in 2 minutes for our first period intermission around the Post University Sports Team. We'll be back In 2 minutes, you're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut, downstairs. So not high atop anymore, but 1-1 after one, as Eagles open the scoring with Joe Santoro's first as an Eagle at 3:17, assisted by Montague and Norling. But then late in the period, with a little under 4 minutes to go, Emil Pichette tied the game on a pass by Jesper Seberg after the Eagles gave it away inside their own zone, and that tied the game at 1. As we do in the first period of all home hockey games, we go around the Post University sports scene, and that's brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Congratulations is how we're going to start this around the Post University sports scene, as Mark Kuntz becomes the winningest coach in men's basketball history over the weekend, as the Eagles swept away the tournament down in Bridgeport, first by defeating Franklin Pierce 90-88 on Friday, and then on Sunday, Coach getting his 105th victory as a coach, 83-69 over Mercy University. He surpassed former head coach Mike Donnelly, who manned the bench from 2003 to 2010, and who had won 104 games overall in his 7 seasons. But now, with a 105-97 overall record and a 71-56 record in conference play, Coach Kuntz has the third highest win percentage for a coach in program history at .520, and has the most games won in program history. So congratulations to him. 5 of his 7 seasons have resulted in a trip to the CACC tournament, as well as 1 season in which the Eagles won the CACC North Division, while still looking to capture their first CACC championship since the 2002-2003 team. The Eagles has been ranked as high as 18th in the NABC National Poll and 11th in the D2 CSC National Poll. As late as last season, the Eagles received an at-large bid in last season's NCAA tournament. So congratulations on becoming the all-time leader in coaching wins on the men's basketball side. Congratulations in order to Felix Nasson. He won back-to-back CACC Soccer Men's Defensive Player of the Year with 4 Eagles also named to CACC All-Conference, but Felix Nasson has earned himself the 2nd consecutive Defensive Player of the Year, and also on the CACC All-Conference first team. Luca Dottoli, the graduate goalkeeper, Ricardo Moreno, and senior defender Felipe Garcia were named to the CACC All-Conference second team, as announced by the league office this morning, actually. For Nasson, the CACC Player of the Year adds to a long list of accolades he has earned since joining the team in 2022. Last season, the then senior was not only the Defensive Player of the Year, but All-Conference first team, CACC All-East Region first team, D2CCA Men's Soccer All-American third team, United Soccer Coaches All-East first team, and CACC All-Academic, which may be more important than all of those as well. During the 2024 season, he'd already racked up 3 Defensive Player of the Week honors, as well as 2 weekly honor roll mentions. In 15 games played this season, the graduate student has played 1,318 minutes, tacked on 3 assists, and helped the Eagles pitch 8 shutouts while winning their 4th consecutive CACC regular season title. Nasson, as mentioned, was joined on the first team by Dottoli, who is coming back from an injury suffered toward the end of last season. He came back to help lead Post to that regular season crown, as well as win 1 CACC Player of the Week in September. In 17 games played for Dottoli, he's been responsible for a career-high 4 goals for the Eagles, along with assists on 3 more goals for a total of 11 points. The graduate student has 1 game-winning goal, is 1 for 2 on PKs this season in 1,200 total minutes played, and the Eagles are 3-0-1 in matches that he has scored this season. Congratulations also goes to 2024 CACC Men's Soccer Player of the Year, Theo Phelan out of Wilmington University. CACC Men's Soccer Rookie of the Year, Micharu Takanashi, also of Wilmington University. The Goalkeeper of the Year is Justin Talbot out of Caldwell University. And CACC Men's Soccer Coach of the Year is Dino Rasso out of Georgian Court University. Congratulations to all who received accolades from the CACC. Men's soccer also moves on to the CACC semifinals by defeating Jefferson 1-0 over the weekend, as Bo Tunge's free kick sent the men's soccer team on to the semifinals. 90 minutes would not be enough. It would take just under 94 to get the goal by Bo Tunge on a free kick that kept their season alive in looking for their 6th consecutive CACC championship. With that 1-0 overtime win, with the win, the Eagles move to 11-4-3. Jefferson ends the season 9-7-3. A very aggressive game with 42 combined fouls in those 94 minutes played, which featured just 1 shot on goal in the first half for either team, which was freshman midfielder Len Fliss for Post, who was denied by John Nelson, while the Eagles held a 3-0 lead in shots, but only 1 on goal overall. Tensions continued to get high, with both sides racking up cards and fouls. However, ultimately, the Eagles had an opportunity just 4 minutes into overtime, and Tunge nailed the game winner from about 10 yards outside the box to the left side of goalkeeper Nelson, sending the Eagles to a win and moving them on to a date tomorrow afternoon against Wilmington University, the 5 seed, at Lemoy Field. So the game tomorrow, 1 p.m. Lemoy Field against Wilmington University. On the road this season, the Eagles won their first conference win of the season against Wilmington, winning 4-1 behind goals from 4 different players. So if you can't be there live at Lemoy Field, join us on the CACC network at 1 o'clock for coverage of that game. So that's your look around the Post University sports scene, a busy one here. A accolade Post University sports scene as we go around the horn there. That was brought to you by Post University and 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether student, parent, or fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Back here, first intermission, getting ready for the start of the second period. 1-1. Goal scorers in the game. Joe Santoro, his first of the season, first as an Eagle, on a nice bunch of banging rebounds after the original play was started by Parker Kimball, but Michael Montague gets his first point as an assist, and Parker Norling gets his first point of the season also on an assist. All of that happening at 3:17, and the Eagles took an early 1-0 lead. But then late in the first period, that bugaboo under 5 minutes to go at 16:08, a giveaway, led to an Emil Pichette goal as Seberg took the puck. Jesper Seberg took the puck and fed a nice backhand pass over to Pichette, who put it past a sprawling Ben Kunin to tie the game at 1. That happened at 16:08. Shots on goal in the first period for the Eagles, 12 for Westfield State, 7. Face-offs 15-9, Coach. So the stats sort of back up what we talked about at the end of the period. Eagles had quantity. Westfield State had a little bit more quality, but both teams take something good going into the intermission. See how these teams turn it around in the second.
Yeah, I'm sure that the discussion in the post locker room was to manage that puck better. And in terms of Westfield, I'm sure it was to make sure that we clear that crease area out a little bit better and not give those players opportunities to hang around.
So, and I can't admit to having watched the first game, but having now seen the last two games and today, Eagles have given away that puck at some disadvantageous times, and they seem to be in the back of their net when they do it. So how do they avoid doing that? You mentioned, player came up the middle and the puck was given away to Seberg, but the defenseman was rolling on the right-hand side. Usually there's somebody back. So how do you avoid that in the future, at least allowing that puck going into your own net?
Well, positionally, you never want that puck carrier to be the last guy back or be in a position where if there is a turnover, there's nobody covering the front of the net. So that player, rather than going wide, when their pressure is there, you're better off coming up the middle of the ice because you're in a position to defend a bit. So they lost that piece of it as far as that goes. And, there are bad bounces that happen for sure, but the other piece of it is, puck management. There are times where you got to hold the puck, maybe take it to the wall, eat it along the wall, and wait for some help to get you out of that situation. But the worst thing you can do is just move the puck for the sake of moving. If you can't move it with a purpose, don't move it.
Teams have switched sides for the second period. Westfield State, the Owls will go left to right. They're in the dark blue uniforms with the white lettering. The Eagles will go right to left in the home whites with the purple helmet and the purple lettering. One thing, as you mentioned at the end of the first period, Coach, neither team taking a penalty. Eagles especially, who've had struggles in that area. Both teams, however, have not scored a power play goal this season. Eagles 0 for 11. Westfield State is 0 for 15. Face-off sent into the Owl zone. Kimball sends it to Norling. Norling spins around in front, but keeping the left pad on the post was Nichols DeLay, who makes the save there. So good opportunity in the first 20 seconds for the Eagles, and the puck squirts free to Willette. Willette comes in over the line on left wing, feeds it to the left wing, centers it out in front. It goes through the crease as Kennedy crashed into Kunin. Then a backhand taken from the slot, blocked in front by a nice leg of Joe Santoro, and out comes Kimball. Kimball over the line, 1-on-3 as they change behind him. He takes a long shot that goes wide, bounces behind him. He'll go off on the line, change himself, but the Eagles pick it up in the corner. It's McQuegan. McQuegan spinning away with it, sends it into the near corner. Atkinson picked it up, goes back to McQuegan, a little too far, but Howell off the bench picks it up in the Zamboni corner, takes a hit for his troubles, and comes away with it. Spins it toward the net, a bouncing puck on a bad angle. Almost leaking the post a little bit was Nichols DeLay, but he covers it up. And 58 seconds into the period, we're back to I Love Rock and Roll, and face off to Nichols DeLay's left.
Yeah, and that's works both ways, what we talked about, those turnovers. Westfield moved that puck to a corner where no one was there but a post player. So both teams have to be careful of those kinds of plays.
Ford tries to get it out, but gets checked behind the net. That's Finnegan who got checked behind the net. Puck given to Williams, who tries to squirt it up the wall to Pichette. Had it taken away, and back in comes Pichette. Pichette takes a shot toward the net that goes wide past Kunin and out of the zone. Lengino chipped it up the wall to Millardo. Nice play by McQuegan to not only hit Millardo, but take the puck and send it in as Howell will chase after Finnegan. Hits Finnegan for his trouble. Gives the puck to Pichette on the near side with a nice chip pass out to Millardo, 2-on-2. Millardo has swept off his stick, though, off the Seberg stick, but swept off by Tommy Bice. This fourth line of the Eagles getting another shift at Smilowitz. who gives it to McMains, who's had 2 shots on goal in the first period. He was the only Eagle with multiple shots in the first period. Over the line with a shot that goes behind the net was Pichette. And out come the Eagles again. Here's Tommy Bice with a head of steam. Over the line, leaves it for McMains, but a little bit too far. And taken by Tremblay. Tremblay carries it out of his zone, almost had it taken away, and he continues forward up on left wing. Makes a veer, takes a shot, blockered away by Kunin. Into the far corner, O'Connell fighting with it, makes a nice pass to McMains. He goes high in the air with a cross-ice dump. It's not going to be an icing. Chip up the wall to Williams, kept in by the 6'7" Glassroot for a moment. Sent back to center and then sent back in to the Owl zone. But Tom Riley comes away with it, sends a long shot that goes way wide. Chipped in by Balboni behind the net. Glassroot goes in, keeps it moving, and Eagles attempt to get it out with a bad pass that goes off a leg. O'Connell has to play it behind the net to Glassroot. Glassroot tries to go the other way with it, gave it away again to Tremblay. Tremblay had it stolen, and out come the Eagles to center. Mosher at the red line, chipped it back in. He'll go off on a line change. Nichols delay, feeds it up the wall, and the Eagles will have it at center as Murray gives to Delory over to Kennedy. Kennedy sends it to center with a nice pass to Murray. Murray goes around the defense with a little chip play around O'Rourke, goes into the corner now behind the net. Swain back there. Murray goes down. 2 players go down, actually, as Muller went down as well. Kept in from the point. Long shot that goes wide, but Murray picks it up in the corner. Centers it in front to Aloy. Aloy didn't have an angle. Gave it to Swain, who goes back to the point, but nobody there. And out to center. Kennedy chipped it up for Swain. Gets deflected into the Owl zone again, but then right back out. With quick passing, Balboni takes a shot that's kicked away with the right pad by Kunin. Played into the corner. Delory fighting off Balboni. Balboni sends it behind the net. Chasing after it aggressively is Coppola. Coppola sends it back around the net. Kennedy tries to come away and get away from the checking. Swain gloved it down. It dies right there at the half wall. Chipped up by Kennedy. Kept in by the leg. And out to center finally. The Eagles do get it out. Stick in the slot area. Picked up by Coppola. Puck left behind the net for Delory. Delory looking for Kimball. Ends up on the stick of Norling with a nice pass. Here's Norling and Kimball over the line, 2-on-2. Kimball looking for Norling's stick a little bit too far. Santoro picked it up. Santoro back to Kimball. Kimball on the half wall, sends it toward the net. It's into the leg of Norling, who tried the turnaround shot, couldn't get it. Picks up the puck behind the net. Norling looking for Kimball, cruising the slot. He just missed him. Here's Noble. Noble sends it toward the net. It goes off the leg in front of Rowe and out to center. It goes with Morehouse. Morehouse tries to chip it around Tommy Bice. He does. He goes after it behind the net, but then gave it away. And here's Kimball, who rims it back the other way, where Wyatt Noble will pick it up in the near side corner with 5 minutes gone in the second period. Still 1-1. Eagles with good offense, but not much shot on that sequence. Puck rolls in toward the net. Rebound picked up. Shot stopped by Kunin as he couldn't control a bouncing puck. It was picked up, and Cooper Board found it about 15 feet out and wristed it right into Kunin again. With 5:06 gone in period 2, still 1-1. Coach, good offensive sequence down here for that Norling, Santoro, Kimball line. Just didn't get any shots for the work.
Yeah, and I think, too, the discussion between periods for the Owls was, let's get some more pucks to the net, because it looks like that's the strategy so far.
Howell and Bolsclair to the right of Kunin, who had an equipment adjustment. Eagles were good on the faceoffs in the first period, but lost that one. Picked up by Board. Board goes for a long skate and takes a shot toward the net. They got blocked in front, and the Eagles come away with it. Howell with a long pass, but that might be icing, and it is, as he didn't clear the red line, and Atkinson didn't win the race. So face-off back in the Eagles zone.
Yeah, I think that's a player. Board's a player that they're going to have to keep an eye on. He's got 4 points so far this young season, and he's been very quiet so far tonight, so I don't know how long that's going to last.
Their leading goal scorer with 3 as well. Eagles win that faceoff, chipped high off the wall to Atkinson out at center. Feeds Howell ahead at the blue line, carries in over the line. Defender falls down, so that gives Howell some room. He takes a shot toward the net. It goes off McQuegan and wide. 2 Eagles fighting for it behind the net, centered in front to Atkinson, but nobody there on the other side. kept in by O'Connell, who tried to rim it back around the corner. McQuegan picked it up and gave it to Atkinson. 2 number 8s fighting for it behind the net. Atkinson trying to come away, but McQuegan comes out to help out. He's behind the net, tried to center it out in front. He's fighting 1-on-2 behind the net and taken away by Bolsclair, and out to center it goes. Racing after his board, he picked it up on the near side corner, tried to chip it around O'Connell. He lost it to McQuegan, and out come the Eagles again. Long cross-ice pass. This could be icing, but it's going to roll in on Nichols' delay, and a change of field position with 6:06 gone in the second period will lead to another face-off inside the Owl zone to Nichols' delay's left.
Yeah, not quite as clean of a period passing-wise, I feel like, compared to the first.
I almost feel like they've switched ends and they've switched games. Westfield State's a little bit more quantity, and the Eagles are looking for more quality.
Yeah.
Pichette looking for the stick of Millardo. It went off his stick into the Eagles zone where Delory will get after. He's pushed up by Millardo on the far side wall, and here comes Scotty Swain. Swain tried to chip it out, goes off a leg, goes back to Murray, who will go behind his net. Well, didn't get there. Reversed the flow anyway to Kennedy, who tipped it off Scotty Swain's stick and into the Owl zone. Chasing after it is Murray. Puck gets rimmed away. Tried to chip it up the wall to Millardo, and he barely got it out. It took a funky bounce, first high in the air, and then past Delory's leg and out. Delory in his own zone between 2 Owls. Dangerously gets it up ahead to Mosher. Mosher cross dump in. Chasing after it is Smilowitz. He takes the right angle, but takes a hit for his trouble. Puck right in that Zamboni corner. And then he centered it out in front. Opportunity for Mosher, who just shoots it over the net. Great play by Smilowitz, who took a hit and centered it from his knees. And Mosher had an opportunity, but deflected over the net as he cruised in from the slot to get the puck. Here's Tommy Bice carrying it at the red line. He's in over the blue. Up on left wing, spin, shoots off a leg and into the netting. It went off the leg of Riley and into the netting behind Nichols' delay. But, Coach, good play by Smilowitz, a freshman looking for some playing time over in that corner. Took the hit for his trouble, got on his knees, centered that puck to Mosher.
Yeah, he's played a pretty strong game so far. He's definitely playing like someone who wants to take advantage of their opportunity. There's no question.
Santoro, Kimball, Norling back out there with Noble and Bice. Bice takes a shot toward the net, looking for a deflection out in front, but an easy glove save for Nichols' delay. And the faceoff will go to the left of Nichols' delay this time. Won by Santoro, very clean. Tommy Bice looking back for Kimball, who switched spots with him, but too far behind him. And now the Eagles will have to chase after it. Centering pass taken away as it rolls into the Eagles zone. Santoro comes away with it, looking ahead for Norling. Gets it out to center, but back to the defense of Thomas Muller. Muller gives it to Williams. He cross-dumps it into the far corner. Chasing after it is Balboni. Takes a hit, comes away with the puck. Centered it in front, but nobody realized it. It squirts free to the slot. Spin shot taken slowly toward the net. Kicked away by Kunin and off the half wall and out to center, taken by a flying Joe Santoro. He gets to the blue line, tried to dump it in, it goes off a leg. Right back to center. The Eagles make a full line change, though, as Muller takes it, looking for a long pass. I think he fanned on it or thought better of it because the Eagles were there. Instead goes near side, chipped the puck up the center. Chasing after it is Tremblay as it rolls into the Eagle zone. Watched by Glassroots, shoots it on the net, gloved by Kunin at the side of the net. With 8:20 gone in the period 2, still 1-1. As both teams just putting those pucks on the net right now, but not getting the great opportunity they want.
That, and I feel like the pace of the game has slowed a bit too. It's not quite as frenetic as it was earlier in that first period there. So that kind of that second period slump, but somebody's got to pick it up here, take advantage.
Rowe sends a shot toward the net off the face-off shot. Regurgitated back by O'Rourke, goes way wide and all the way out and around, back into the Eagle zone where Finnegan will play. Puck gets past Glassroots, so it'll roll back into the Eagle zone where O'Connell will pick it up. O'Connell gets checked, lost the puck. Puck centered in front for Rowe, but a good play by Howell to prevent that from happening, and the Eagles get it back out to center. Dangerous behind the back pass, ends up on O'Connell's stick. Played back into the zone. His stick goes flying up in the air and back to Glassroot at center. He'll rim it back around as the Eagles have to tag up. They do. Howell quickly tagging back up, picks it up below the circle now behind the centered in front. They score! What a centering pass by Jacob Howell, who picked it up and found a wide open Jake Aloy, top of the crease. for Aloy's second goal of the season. And at 9:01, the Eagles take a 2-1 lead. Great pass there by the Eagles' leading scorer, Jacob Howell, Coach.
Yeah, that was really great awareness, and they caught the Owls puck watching. Nobody picked up the man in front, and they made the most of that opportunity. That's really a great hockey play right there by those guys.
Good work, especially by Howell, who picked that puck up after he tagged up, too, Coach. Because remember, they had to tag up on the offsides, but used his speed, went around that net and centered it. And the Eagles have a 2-1 lead. Now a long breakaway pass ahead, coming in over the line with a shot and a stop right on. Rebound, the puck lay there, and board was robbed by Kunin. Eagles tried to get the puck out of the zone. We'll get you the goal and official assist in time in 1 moment. Board centered it in front, looking for Bolesclair. Bolesclair goes behind his net to Board. Board tried to reset it, and the Eagles come away with it. Here's Aloy. Aloy to Swain. Swain up on right wing, 2-on-2, over the line. Bobbles the puck, gets to the middle of the ice, though. He'll have a shot that goes off the skirt of the net and just wide. Murray centered it in front, had Aloy, but it went too far and taken away by Willett. Willett to Board, goes behind his back. It goes out of the zone. That breaks up the 2-on-1, and then offsides as Bolesclair comes back in with the puck.
Yeah, that was just a heck of a save by Canine there on the Owls' leading scorer.
Breakaway for Cooper Borden right after the goal, which was officially Jake Aloy's second of the year, assisted by only Jacob Howell at 9:01. And for Howell, his 5th point of the season in 4 games, his 3rd assist. Over the line comes Smilowitz, who takes a shot stopped by Nichols' delay.
Yeah, and there's plenty of time left in this game, too. Post has already evened or matched their average goals per game so far this season, so a lot of game left here to add to that.
McMains in the faceoff against Seaberg. McMains tries to go forward with it. Had it roll off a stick and picked up by Pichette with a long pass ahead looking for Millardo. It just bounced off his stick, so no icing. Bison there fighting with Millardo. Millardo comes away with it, centered it in front. Here's Pichette, and he scores.
And there's that, Jeff, along with that Cooper Board, there's that stretch that we had talked about prior to the game that they used last time they played that paid some dividends there.
So a mere minute 17 later, the Owls tie the game as Christopher Millardo, 6'2", 205, bodied off a big hit by Tommy Bice behind the net and centered it out in front to Emile Pichette, who gets his 2nd of the game, 2nd of the season at 10:18. We'll see if there's a 2nd assist on that goal. See if officially they give you a 2nd assist on that goal, but right now it's going to be Pichette, his 2nd. And here comes Kimball over the line. Nice pass in front, stopped by Cooper Delay. Nichols Delay, excuse me, as Santoro had a shot from 10 feet out on a beautiful setup there by the Eagles' top line of Norling, Santoro, and Kimball. Puck fed up the wall to Kimball a little bit too far. He's chasing after it, but Sagan will get to it first. He'll feed a pass up to Williams. Williams in over the line on left wing, watched by Montague. Tries to center in front, sticked away by Kunin behind the net, but then rolls all the way around the near side. Picked up in the middle of the ice, and a long pass up here for Howell. Howell chasing after, trying to win the race. Sagan chipped it away from him, and will get it back out to center. Turning it around quickly is Tremblay. Tremblay over the line, feeds it for Balboni. Stopped in front by Kunin on a little wrist shot from the left wing. And here come the Eagles back the other way. Here's Atkinson trying to get around the defense. That's going to be an offsides, though, as he preceded the puck. Has a good step up by Sagan at the blue line. Prevented him from going forward. So officially the goal, just to recap, it's Pichette's 2nd of the game, 2nd of the season from Millardo only at 10:18. 2-2 to score. Face-off outside the Owl zone, won by the Eagles forward. Atkinson tried to play it. It got chipped up the wall by Sagan and all the way back out the center. Here comes Pichette, who's got 2. Gives it to Seaberg. Seaberg over the line, had it lost and chopped all the way back to center where Muller will go D to D to Sagan. Sagan gives it to Millardo, rims it around. Stopped by Kunin, played by Kennedy behind the net. Feeds a quick little chip pass ahead to Howell. Howell will go down. There'll be an upcoming penalty against the Owls. It'll be touched as Howell was tripped at 11:57, and that's the first penalty of the game to Christopher Millardo for tripping at 11:57. Just good speed there, Coach, and they took him down.
Yep, exactly. You keep your feet moving, good things can happen, and that's what you get there. You're moving, your feet are moving. You get a little bit nervous about that as a player. You get your stick out, and it's a bad area to take it. Obviously, in your own offensive, in the defensive zone, that's not a great spot to take that penalty either. So
the Eagles 0 for 11 on the man advantage this season, while Westfield State is 13 for 15 on the kill. It's 86.7%. So Kennedy, as the Eagles look for their first power play goal of the season, gives to Santoro, over to Delory, takes a shot, looking for the corner, went high, stayed in the zone. Kennedy being aggressively watched by Board, who took it away and feeds a quick pass up ahead to Rowe. Rowe, trying to get a break, takes a long shot that's swallowed whole by Kunin. As quick counterplay after Board aggressively took it away from Kennedy. And out came the Owls, who get a shot on goal with 22 seconds off the man advantage and 7:41 to go in period 2, 2-2.
And we've seen that a little bit with Post. The defender was back somewhat for that, but that offside D has got to make sure he rotates back and head on a swivel and not let that guy get behind him like that.
Kennedy behind his own net, fakes the long pass, gives it up to Kimball. Kimball with some speed, up on left wing, he's in over the line. Kimball using the referee as a scream. Centered in front, he had Aloy, but Aloy went too far and it went behind his stick. And back come the Owls the other way. Dumped it in was Willette, and the Eagles will start again with 1:12 to go on their first man advantage of the game, first power play of the game. Game tied at 2, but the Eagles 0 for 11 on the man advantage in their first 3 games, looking for their first power play goal. Murray gets to the line, dumps it in right before Norling crossed. Howell chips it on the half wall, looking for Norling. Norling picked it up, tries to go back to the point to O'Connell, and a nice pass to Bice. Bice fakes a slapper, takes the wrister, and it's swallowed by Nichols Delay. Good job by Bice, didn't just rip it. Faked the slapper, took the wrister, but Nichols Delay got out to the top of the crease to make the save as Bice looking more for a screen or a deflection than anything, with 49 seconds remaining on the man advantage.
Yeah, that maybe a little far pad, let that thing bounce out, rattle around a little bit with that extra man.
Good job by the Eagles to win that faceoff as Murray initially lost it, but they ended up picking it up. But out come the Owls the other way. Here's Bolsclair. Bolsclair on left wing. He's in over the line, takes a bad angle shot off O'Connell. Might have been better just to dump it than take a shot, because that gives the Eagles a little bit of momentum and speed as they come out the zone. Here comes O'Connell. He gets to the red line, dumps it in. Chasing in after it is Murray with Muller in the corner. Gives it to Norling. Norling tries to go behind his net to Murray, gets it to Murray, who reverses it all the way to Howell, who looks for O'Connell, goes past the stick and all the way down. That gives the Eagles 15 seconds remaining on power play number 1 this evening. Game tied at 2. Here's O'Connell. Gives to Tommy Bice. Bice looking ahead, had to go off the leg of an aggressive Cooper Board. He'll just dump it in as the power play expires. Eagles go 0 for 1 on the man advantage and 0 for 12 this season. Here's Mosher, who takes a bad angle shot, goes to Bice. Bice, right in the center of the ice, takes a shot. It gets blocked away by Nichols Delay. Puck out the center. Tommy Bice takes a hit, lost the puck. Here comes Willette. Willette looking for Board over the line, tries to center it, did Board. It rolled off a stick and behind the net. Taken by Captain Delory. Here comes Trey Delory. He gets the center, he's in over the line, he carries on. Keeps going on left wing. Chips it behind the net, chases after it himself, hits his opposing number 27, who's Sagan, who's also the captain. And puck just slides all the way through the zone and out to center as Emile Tremblay picked it up and rimmed it around the wall, where Delory, who just skated 200 feet, picked it up. Now a long pass to Santoro, who's on the right side of the blue line. He's got a breakaway, walking in, shot, and a stop by Nichols Delay. Here's McMains to Santoro. Santoro driving toward the goal. Goes from far to near. Gives a nice behind-the-back pass. Kennedy. Here's Norling with a shot. Goes off a leg. Kept in by Glassroot. Still using that 6'7" frame, but then lost the puck to Williams. Williams one-on-one. Takes a high shot looking for the corner. Went high and over the net. End-to-end action here right now. Puck still inside the Eagle zone with 4:38 remaining in the second period. 2-2. Long pass across the ice dangerously, but taken by Kimball. Kimball gives to Glassroot. He takes a hit for his trouble. by Seaberg, as both number 1 lines are out there right now. Behind the net it goes to Pichette, who's got 2 in the game. Shot taken toward the net, chopped wide. Glassrud picked it up behind the net, takes a hit, and then Kennedy comes away with it. Looking for Norling, he goes high in the air. This should be an icing. But Coach Santoro took a good pass, had a breakaway from the blue line in, just wasn't able to put it by Nichols DeLay, who came out aggressively to stop him.
Yeah, so far each team getting a breakaway in the period, and both goaltenders up to the task.
Face off to Cunin's right between Howell and Pichette. Won by Howell. He chops it into the bench of Westfield State. So face off back in the zone with 4:08 to go in period 2. But that gives the Eagles an opportunity to make a line change and bring out the Howell, Atkinson, and McQuegan line. This time face-off taken by Seaberg, won by Seaberg, but all the way out of the zone. And back come the Owls in over the line. It's Millardo. Millardo tried to center it out in front, bounced off a leg, and taken by McQuegan. He's a quick pass looking for Atkinson, but he was watched by Pichette, and the puck taken away at center ice. Teams fighting for it at center. Noble ends up with it inside the Eagle zone, gave it to McQuegan, who chipped it around one defender, tried to pick it up around Sagan, but Sagan stood his ground and sent the puck back to center. Noble gets it to Howell, gets to the red line, dumps it in, bouncing puck around the wall. McQuegan, good job to check off the defender, but lost the puck, and out of the zone comes Pichette. Pichette over the line on right wing, carries in, takes a shot toward the net, it rolls wide. He gets his own rebound in the far side corner, rims it back behind the net to Seaberg. Seaberg looked to center to Pichette, but taken away by the Eagles, and out comes Jake Alloy. Alloy over the line, carries it in on right wing, goes toward the net with a power move. Puck lay there in the crease, banging at it by Howell, and it rolls away. Net came off its moorings, actually, and the official will put it back on to allow play to continue. The puck goes off the leg of Pichette, who's been out there a long time. As looks like the rest of his team has made a line change. He's still out there. Had a pass up for Sagan. Picked up and dumped too far. Bolsclair will chase after it, not far enough for an icing. O'Connell picked it up in the near side corner, fed a pass into the middle to Murray. Murray 1-on-2, gets to the red line, dumps it in. Nichols DeLay sends it to the near side corner where Willette gets checked off by Swain. Puck goes behind the net to Peron-Lottie. Dumped it all the way down, but not far enough for an icing, so O'Connell will play it. Long pass, look ahead for Swain. Swain, basket hanging a bit, takes it into the near side corner. He's checked off by Blaningo. Blaningo checking him in the Zamboni corner now. A couple of 13s in there, a 37 and an 8. Norling fighting for it, tried to get it up the wall, went off the official's leg. Norling spins away with it in the corner, tries to come back toward the net, lost the puck. It's still behind the net, played aggressively by Finnegan. He gets hit by Swain. Kept the puck, though, in the Zamboni corner and gives to Norling, but that's going to be a hand pass. I don't know why Swain would have reached out for it with his glove there. Not only is it dangerous, but it caused a hand pass, Coach, with a minute 55 to go.
Yeah, in the offensive zone, you're buzzing. You're not really looking for a whistle.
Both teams not afraid to put the body on. We've seen some good hitting and some good checking. All around a solid game so far through 58 minutes and change. As the Eagles win that faceoff, Kennedy rimmed it down around the boards from near to far. Picked up by Kimball in the corner. Kimball lost the puck, though, to Rowe. Rowe carries it out, but a nice back check by Santoro takes it away. He looked for Kimball, but taken away by the defense of Westfield State, and the Eagles will play it back in their own zone. Kimball, chip pass looking for Santoro. Goes off the linesman again. Just out, so Santoro will have to re-tag. It comes back into the zone. It's just past the blue line in the snowy area of the bench. Now it's crossed back over the blue line, so the Eagles will have to tag. And a bit of a rugby scrum right at the blue line, finally won away by the Eagles Santoro. Kennedy gets to the red line, dumps it in. It goes off the stick, though, of Coppola and behind the net, so it's slowed up. Kept in, though, by Kennedy, who aggressively played with a minute to go in the second period. Score tied at 2. Howell makes the hit. Puck rims up to Coppola, chipped it out to center again, where Noble returned the measure. He took out Rowe, who was trying to go past him, a couple of number 4s, and now McQuegan will fight in there. McQuegan using that big frame to get the puck. McQuegan comes away with it. Tried to center in front for Atkinson, but it rolled off his stick, and out comes Morehouse. Morehouse looking ahead for, that was a Tremblay, but a little too far, and he was offside. So the Owls will have to tag up with 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Bice with some speed, gets out of the line, gives to McQuegan, chipped it into the zone. Nichols delay, rims it around the wall, and just out to center. Eagles will send it back in, stopped by Nichols delay, but they have to tag up. Pass comes to center. Here's Williams. Williams goes across the ice to a flying O'Rourke. O'Rourke carries it in, takes the shot, sticked away, rebound in front, chop shot right on. Stopped by Kunin with 3 seconds remaining in the period. A player down, that looks like Balboni, with 0.8 seconds remaining in the first period. Not sure if that Eagle is down or is trying to help, as Howell is next to O'Rourke. I don't know if they just collided, Coach. I didn't see what happened because there was a centering pass and a big save by Kunin in front on the rebound, but then referees blow the play dead with 0.8 seconds to go, and Balboni, the freshman out of West Springfield, Massachusetts, on the ice in the middle of the slot.
Yeah, I think they just both collided because, Jake was down on his knees there with him too, and first I couldn't tell if he was also shook up and slowly getting up or just trying to talk to the opponent and see if he's okay.
So trainer's out to check on Balboni. Might have just gotten the wind knocked out of him as he's back up to his knees and his feet. Don't know if there was anything more, but he appears to be in some pain, but able to skate off under his own power. And that leaves 0.8 seconds to go in the second period. Hard to do much with 0.8. Faceoff's going to be outside the zone, too. Do you pull the goalie here, Coach, in an effort to, or just not even worth the skate for Nichols delay to get to the bench?
You're looking for the old Hartford Whaler Detroit play, as they used to call it, with Ron Francis?
Yeah, I think you need more than 8.8 seconds.
He had 4 seconds.
Yeah,
I think
you
that
need
was 4 seconds.
Yeah. Face-off outside the zone. Won by Murray in a long 0.8 of a second. Ends the second period with the score 2-2. And in some ways similar than the first, Coach. In the first period, though, the Eagles scored an early goal, and Westfield State scored a late goal. In this period, they both scored goals right in the middle of the frame, as the Eagles, Jake Aloy scored his second of the season at 9:01 on a great centering play by Jacob Howell. And then a minute 17 seconds later, Emile Pichette got his second goal of the game and second of the season on a centering pass by Christopher Millardo. Actually, very similar goals in a lot of ways. And the game is tied at 2.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what the shots are because things looked pretty even overall. Early on, Westfield was trying to get pucks to the net. Then they kind of got away from that a little bit and began to make plays as they got a little bit more time and space, as you would do. So I'm curious to see what that looks like. But I think a pretty even period, obviously, overall, with each trading a goal.
Eagles have the only power play. They're 0 for 1. We'll come back with our look around the NE10 as we do in the second period of every game in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and youtube.com/go Post Eagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut. I'm Jeff Nelson, and game tied at 2. Very exciting end-to-end game between two similar teams at the moment. And game tied at 2. So as we do in the second period intermission of all the home games, we go around the NE10, and that's brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News & World Report as having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus, or to apply because it is the college application season, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. NE10 Player of the Week is Ronnie Paragallo from Assumption. The senior forward from Huntington, New York, had 3 points and a 60.4 percentage on his face-off wins. As the Greyhounds swept a weekend series against Southern New Hampshire on Saturday, he scored a pair of goals and added an assist in the 5-4 win over the Penmen. Overall, he had 6 points in 4 games. The NE10 Goaltender of the Week and Rookie of the Week are the same person. It's Evan Plunkett from St. Michael's. That's who played on Saturday against the Eagles. He made 30 saves in a 3-2 overtime win on Saturday, including stopping all 7 shots in the extra session. He helped the Purple Knights keep the Eagles scoreless on 4 power plays. There appears to be no honor roll this week, so those are your NE10 player and NE10 goaltenders of the week. Updated standings, I'm not going to lie, these standings are a bit confusing at the moment. Listed in the NE10, they don't match what's on the USHCO website, and they don't match what I've seen so far. But I will read them to you as they're written, and you determine what they are. St. A's is 2-0-0, they're 3-1-1 overall. Assumption is 2-0-0, they're 2-2-0 overall. St. Mike's is 2-0-0. Excuse me, 4-0-0 overall. The Eagles are 0-2-0 as listed here, 0-3-0 overall. But reality is the Eagles are 0-1-2. Southern New Hampshire is 0-2-0, 1-2-0 overall. And Franklin Pierce is 0-2-0 overall, 0-4 overall. Leading goal scorer early on is Ty Bloom. He's got 3. Mario Pagnetti from Franklin Pierce has 3. And Kurt Watson has 3. A myriad of players have 2, including the Eagles' own Jacob Howell and now Jake Alloy. In the assist category for St. Mike's, it's Case Cantajas, who's got 5. David Ciancio and Ronnie Paragallo have 4, before a fivesome have 3 assists, also now including Jacob Howell of your Eagles. Points overall, 2 players with 6. That's David Ciancio from St. Mike's and Ronnie Paragallo from Assumption with 6. 4 players have 5, 3 of them from St. Mike's, and several players at 4. That includes Jacob Howell, currently tied for 7th in the NE10 with 4 points apiece. Face-off percentages, Joe Santoro is 7th in the NE10. He's won 47 of 79 draws on the season. Tanner Glassroot is 3rd in the NE10 in shots blocked. He has 7. The leader is Jake Leal from St. Mike's with 9. Nobody has more than 1 game-winning goal. Rich Colarusso and Quinn McCarthy each have 17 penalty minutes. Max Bolak is 3rd with 15 penalty minutes, while Jacob Howell is 8th with 6 penalty minutes. And the only shorthanded goal in the NE10 is Brendan McFarland's. That was the game winner on Friday night. Upcoming schedule within the NE10 as things get busy as time moves on. Riviera defeated St. A's tonight 6-4 up in Manchester, New Hampshire. Framingham State played Franklin Pierce. That game started at 7. There's no updated score. Keene State was at Southern New Hampshire. That game is 3-2 in overtime as Keene State has defeated Southern New Hampshire 3-2 in overtime tonight up in Southern New Hampshire. Fitchburg State traveled to Assumption, and the final score there is Fitchburg State 5, Assumption 2. As it doesn't appear Paragallo got any points in that game tonight, as Framingham State defeats Assumption 5-2. Upcoming games in the NE10 Friday. St. A's will travel here for the first of a 2-game set against Post. That'll start at 4 o'clock. Pregame 3:45. Coach Pete Whitney will be here. I will not. But I'll be back on Saturday for Game 2 at 1 p.m. as the Eagles will play Game 2 against St. A's. 12:45 pregame, 1 o'clock puck drop on Saturday if you can't be out here at the Sports Center of Connecticut as the Eagles host St. A's for the second of the 2-game series. Southern New Hampshire travels to St. Michael's on Friday. Franklin Pierce will be at Assumption, and everybody will do it again on Saturday here on the NE10 Now Network. So that's your look around the NE10. Not doing well in the out-of-conference today as they're 0-3 so far, but the Eagles looking to break that streak if they can get a win today against Westfield State. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Offering online hybrid and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Goal scoring was very close together as opposed to the first period where it was a little bit wider as Jake Alloy found a beautiful centering pass from Jacob Howell, the two Jakes. And at 9:01 made it 2-1 Eagles, but a minute 17 later, almost a very similar play as Christopher Millardo took a puck in the left corner, centered it out in front to a wide open Emil Pichette, and he ripped it by Ben Cunin for his second goal of the game, second of the season at 10:18. That tied the game at 2. The Eagles were 0 for 1 on the man advantage in the period. That's been the only penalty in the game so far. And the game is tied at 2. Shots on goal in the second period. As Coach mentioned, he felt it was going to be pretty similar. It was 11-8 in favor of Westfield State. The Eagles have a 20-18 shot advantage through 2 periods. Faceoffs dead even, 10-10. The Eagles have a 25-19 lead on the faceoffs. Coach, we were talking about it. You know, teams have been playing very even. You know, one of the things that we think we might like to see, though, is just seeing, as you were talking to me in the intermission, just the Eagles' top line just maybe slowing it down a little bit, letting it breathe a little bit because they're going 100 miles an hour, and sometimes I think they're missing opportunities that might be there for them.
Yeah, you have to be able to create, it's about time and space. So, again, you go 100, you're going 100, sometimes you got to slow it down to 70, 75, let some things slide by you, find those seams, find those opportunities where you can create, maybe jump into a spot, take a shot at the net. But also like the two Jakes references there, Harvey Keitel and Jack Nicholson. Good movie.
Very good movie. Also, Coach, just a little bit on the Smilowitz, Mosher, McMains line, seeing a lot more of them than I think we might have thought, particularly since they're freshmen and surrounded by a graduate student in Mosher. They played well. I like what they see out of McMains. He's got a lot of speed, a little different than his former 18 numbering wearing Connor Barter, the Brad Marchand of the NE10. But I like what I see out of McMains. He's got a lot of speed, and he had a breakaway early on in the game.
Yeah, what you've got a lot of freshmen on this team. So when they get their opportunities, it's really nice to see them compete, and that's what he's doing. He's gotten an opportunity in the lineup, and he's trying to be impactful on his shifts. He's trying to find some way to stand out, and he's doing that so far. So it's been a good period, good game for him so far.
So the Eagles at their bugaboo number, which is 2 goals. They've scored 2 goals in every game this season. They have not broken the 3-goal barrier.
No.
Coach, does that become a mental thing, or is it just a matter of getting the right break at the right time?
I don't think they think about it. I think, at the end of a game, those are things that might run through your head. Probably honestly jumps into the coach's mind more than or sooner than it does the players. But as the game is going on, I don't think you're thinking, well, we're at 2 goals. Man, we really got to get that next one. I think regardless of how many goals you have, if it's tied 3-3, you're thinking we got to get the next one. And so I don't think that's really in their heads.
Add in the fact that they were 3-10 in 1-goal games last year, and they are 0-2 in 1-goal games this year, both overtime losses. Eagles looking to break some streaks, just getting on the board, and I think a win would feel good for them if they can get out of here with a win tonight. It'll set up a solid weekend against a tough St. A's team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, right? 3 games in so many days, but it does set you up to have a pace, a tempo, something going for you as you do approach your 2 league games this weekend.
Teams have taken the ice for the start of the 3rd period. Westfield State will go right to left as you look at your screen and dial. They're in the dark blue with the white letters, and the Eagles will go left to right as you look at your screen and dial. They're in the white with purple numbers, pants, and helmet. Ben Cunin to your left. Duncan Nichols delay to your right. 2-2, start of the 3rd. Face-off is down, and the Eagles win it as Delory gets to the red line, dumps it in around the boards. Being chased after by Muller. He tries to get it out, but a nice play by Santoro to keep it in. He rims it back around the boards where Sagan goes in after it, but Santoro wins the race. Chipped it into the corner. Kimball came out with it, but then had it ripped off his stick and played to center. Dumped in the zone by Willett. Willett sends it behind the net to Kennedy, who gives it to Delory. Delory feeds it up for Kimball. Kimball tries to get it out, but 5 players right on the half wall send it back into the corner where Kennedy will pick up the puck and feed a nice chip pass to Santoro. Santoro gets it to Kimball. He's up on left wing, tries to go into the middle of the ice. Excuse me, that was Norling actually. And then Bice sends a long shot from center, stopped by Nichols' delay as the Eagles go off on a line change. Puck sent all the way down the ice for an icing with a minute gone even in period 3. Still 2-2. A well-played game. And face-off to Nichols' delays left between Seaberg and Murray. Won by Seaberg to Sagan. Sagan ripped it around the wall to the far side where the 2-time goal scorer, Emile Pichette sent it down the ice. Here's Noble. It goes off of Loy's stick, given away in front to Pichette. And then the Eagles give it right back to Pichette, who tried to dump it in. It goes off a leg. And Noble will come away. They'll take a hit for his efforts from Millardo. Owls keep it in right at the blue line. Glove by Millardo. Dumps it behind the net to Pichette. Pichette checked off by Noble nicely. Puck squirts free, but a good aggressive play by Seaberg takes it in the near side corner. Goes behind the net to Pichette, who avoids the referee, and the Owls cycling. It goes to Millardo behind the net. It escapes Tommy Bice. He centered it in front. Nobody there. And if there was an Owl there, he would have had a wide open net. Pass back to Millardo as the puck had gone all the way down the ice. Millardo took it at the blue line, chipped it in, and then went off on a line change. Here's McQuegan, who gets it out of the zone, goes across the ice looking for Howell. No icing. Atkinson. No icing as it goes behind the net to Nichols delay. McQuegan with a big hit, but didn't come away with the puck, and out comes Rowe. Rowe with some speed ahead, gives it up to Morehouse. Morehouse turns with it, tried to center it into the slot area, but McQuegan takes it away and gives it to Atkinson. Atkinson up over the line on right wing, tries to get around the defense, goes behind the net, look at the center as he got away from O'Rourke, then centered it out in front. It bounced off of Nichols' delay, taken by O'Connell, who dumps it down back around behind the net. Puck tried to get out of the zone and finally did. Back to the Eagle line. Here's O'Connell as the Owls change. O'Connell gets to the red line, dumps it into the near side corner, rims behind the net as the Eagles will go for a line change. 3 minutes into the third period, still 2-2. McMains aggressively keeping the puck inside the Owl zone, but finally they get it out the center, and then a centering pass inside the Eagle zone off of McMains, back behind the net to Delory. Delory gives it to Kennedy and makes a nice fancy move to get it away from the defender. Then a big hit on the wall on Jacob Howell, but out comes McMains. McMains on left wing over the line, using his speed, tries to get around, tries to center it in front as Delory had pinched all the way in. Couldn't get it there as the Eagles were changing behind him. Now Mosher back playing defense. Mosher does a good job playing defense, and out comes McMains again, 2-on-2. McMains with speed over the line. They crisscross. Continues on, but the puck rolled off a stick as he and Smilowitz crisscrossed each other, and the puck rolled away. Mosher dumps it behind the net, but nobody there but Owls, and Muller tries to come away with it, and he uses his frame and speed. 6'3", 200 pounds is Muller, before giving it to Pichette. Pichette gives it to Muller behind his own net. He leaves it for Tremblay, and here comes Emile Tremblay. Tremblay, though, lost it to McMains, who tried to center it to Norling. Lost the puck back to center onto Noble's stick. He'll send it back into the Owl zone, but Sagan with some speed gets to center. Lost the puck to Tommy Bice, and everybody will regroup for a second. Noble to Bice. Bice makes a fancy move around Bolsclair, who almost took it away from him, then lost the puck, and Santoro will grab it back in the Eagle zone, being chased by Bolsclair. Bice reversing the flow to Noble. Noble on the far side, tries to get it out of the zone. It goes off somebody on the bench. I don't know if that was the Eagle bench or the Owl bench or both, but 4:30 into the third, still 2-2.
Yeah, right now Post is actually putting a little bit of pressure here and there on Westfield, because there's been several times right now where there's just been errant passes really to no one, just moving pucks, and there's nobody there. If they get their head up, they can make some meaningful plays. Those passing lanes are there, but they're just right now they're just kind of throwing the puck to where they maybe think somebody is, as opposed to getting your head up, looking and knowing where someone is.
Murray and Bolsclair on the draw, one by Murray to Montague. Montague had an assist on the opening goal, his first Eagle point. Lost the puck away, and back racing ahead is Board. Board up on right wing over the line, gets involved with the linesman by accident. Takes the puck away, centered it in front, finally picked up, and a long shot deflected as it was taken by Finnegan from right at the blue line. It got deflected over Cuneen, and Swain feeds it up to Murray. Murray 2-on-2 with Aloy over the line. Looks to center, had it go off the stick of Blangino, and rimmed around and out to center, where Willette, as his team changes behind him, just dumps it in. O'Connell will go behind the net with 5 minutes gone in the third, 2-2. O'Connell passes to Montague, carries it out of his own, gets to the red line. Being chopped all the way as he gets to the red line, dumps it in. Howell chases it after it, gets it on the far side wall, chips it behind the net looking for Atkinson, but taken away by the Owls and out the center. Racing ahead is Millardo. Over the line, 2-on-3. Millardo tried to send it toward the net, but a nice defensive play by Delory took it away and gave it to McQuegan. Eagles come back 3-on-3. McQuegan over the line on left wing, centered in front, looking for Howell. It goes off with too many players, though. But now back to the point to Kennedy. Fakes his slap shot, had to roll off a stick as he tried to wrist it toward the net to make a play. And now the Owls will ice it as Delory will go back to touch it as a pass from Seaberg. Too far for Millardo. And a face-off with 5:58 gone in the third. 2-2, and the face-off to Nichols delay is left. Santoro won the face-off but wasn't able to contain it. And here's Pichette. Pichette looking ahead from Millardo, too far. Bice will pick it up in the near side corner inside his own zone. Spin away from the check of Millardo. Give it across the ice to Noble. He's a long pass ahead to Norling. Goes off his stick, but Norling fighting for it, picks it back up, gets it to Santoro. Over the line on right wing, Santoro in the near side corner. Spins it back to Tommy Bice, who takes a shot toward the net, but got deflected and never got anywhere close to the net. And here comes Coppola. Coppola over the line with the wrist shot. A great glove save by Ben Cunine, who saw it through a screen that Coppola used the defenseman as a screen. And a great glove save by Cunine, his best save of the game outside the breakaway. 6:09 into the third, Coach.
Yeah, that was a good shot. He's coming with speed, and Ben just stood his ground and tracked it the whole way.
Right at ear level that he grabbed that with the left glove, and a face-off to his right. Won by Murray, back to Bice. Quick pass to Aloy. Off of Swain's stick, then off the diving Morehouse, who fell down. And Swain picked it back up. Nice little chip pass to Aloy, who gives it to Murray. Murray in over the line. Long shot, just missed the glove of Nichols delay. Out of the zone come the Owls. Chip pass too far, though, for Morehouse, taken by O'Connell. Gives up to Swain. Swain over the line, gets around one defenseman, but Sagan ended up chipping it past him. Here's Glassrud, who lost the puck, and here comes a break opportunity for Williams. Williams over the line, gets some help, takes a shot that goes wide. He was getting help from Tremblay, but he didn't wait. He ripped it instead, and that went wide and gave the Eagles an opportunity to regroup with Glassrud behind his own net. Glassrud, though, gave it away. Diving for it, in front, shot right on, stopped by Millardo after Glassrud gave it away, and a centering pass in front by Tremblay right to Millardo, and there's the one time they gave it away and made a save, Coach, as we talked about over the last couple of games with 7:22 gone in the third. Yeah,
again, try to limit those turnovers, but Ben was up for the task on that one.
Not a great shot by Millardo either, and Cunine did not give him much room. So the face-off between Tremblay and Howell, won by Howell. The Eagles just dump it to center. Owls will have to tag back up, and Delory behind his own net goes to Kennedy. Kennedy to McQuegan, tries to get it out. He does, but then loses it at center to Riley. Pass for Delory, too far, chased after by Millardo. Millardo gets there first, centered it in front through a maze of players, and back out the center to Riley. Riley and O'Rourke to deep pair, where O'Rourke goes high in the air to Kennedy, who takes it in his own zone. 8 minutes gone in the third, 2-2. Delory up the wall, too far for Atkinson. Played by Riley in his own zone as the Eagles change some players behind the play. Pass too far. This might be an icing, and it is, as Tommy Bice gets there first with 8:04 gone in the third. 2-2 and a face-off inside the Owl zone. And again, just as we talked about in the intermission, Coach, out comes the Mosher, Smilowitz, and McNain's line. We've played a good game. Mosher wins that face-off to Smilowitz, who takes a shot toward the net. It's blocked, and out of the zone it comes. Noble fighting on Pichette. Pichette takes a hit, lost the puck. Mosher back to help out, sends it high in the air, looking for Smilowitz, but too far ahead, and Blenguino plays it in his own zone. Mosher does a good job not to just dump it. He goes back to Noble. He'll dump it because the Eagles needed to tag up anyway.
Yeah, I think one of the successes for this line so far who has been they're conscious about playing D and coming back. So there's always numbers back right now with this group out here for post. So that's very important that you take care of the defensive side of the puck first.
Here comes Mosher out of the zone. 3-on-3. Mosher continues forward, takes a shot toward the net. It's deflected off the boards behind him. Then it squeezes out in front. McMain's had an opportunity. Kicked away by the goaltender. Now back to the blue line. Nice play here by Montague, who comes ahead with it, gets to the red line, continues on to the blue, skates in, dumps it in as the Eagles will go off for a line change with 9 minutes gone in period 3, still 2-2. Owls having a hard time getting the puck out. They finally give it away to Kimball, and here's Montague. Gets to the red line. Nice little pass to Santoro. Santoro gets over the blue, dumps it in for Norling. Norling goes behind the net with it. Gives it to Kimball. Kimball comes out the other side. He tried to slap it in, but a big save there by Nichols DeLay, who kept the left pad down right at the post, and a big hit by Delory on Morehouse, but they're calling a penalty on Delory for... What are they calling this for? Interference? And for the first time today, the Eagles will go shorthanded, and Westfield State will go on the power play. Eagles 14 for 17 on the penalty kill, 82.4%. Westfield State is 0 for 15 on the man advantage this season. So big kill by the Eagles. 2-2 hockey game. Here's the Owls' first opportunity as Delory gets 2 for interference at 9:50. And Seaberg against Murray on the draw, won by Murray. Kennedy ripped it around the boards. That's going to stay in the zone, though, as Blanchino keeps it in. Goes to Millardo. Comes over here for Sagan. Sagan to Pichette, who's got 2 goals. Goes back behind the net to Seaberg. Seaberg to Millardo. Millardo goes across the ice for Seaberg, but too fast and too far. And now Sagan. Sagan holds center point, gives to Pichette, who gave it away to Murray, and they dump it all the way down the ice. Eagles able to get a full line change with the first 35 seconds of the man advantage gone. Here's Pichette. Had to go off the stick of Mosher and given to Sagan. Sagan carries it in over the line, tries to go through 2 Eagles, but can't get through the third, and taken away by Kennedy. Goes up the middle and all the way down the ice. Good job early on the penalty kill by the Eagles. A minute gone on the first power play of the game for the Owls. Under 9 minutes to go in the third period, still 2-2. Head of steam is Boltzclair. He carries it over the line, crashes into his own player. Gives it off, though, and a shot taken that was blocked by Board. Well, Board took the shot and it was blocked. Now back to the point. Center point, holding, comes over here for Board on a pass from Finnegan. Sends it toward the net wide, looking for a deflection, didn't find it. Here's Boltzclair with 35. Goes behind the net to Williams. Williams comes all the way over here for Board. Board goes across the ice, back to the center. They play catch. Holding on, Boltzclair takes a shot, blocked in front, then sit on the net. It's still in the crease area. It's covered by Kunin, who finally gets the whistle. As Finnegan and Boltzclair played catch, and finally Boltzclair took a shot toward the net that Kunin had trouble holding on. Mosher was in there fighting, as was all 6'7" of Tanner Glassrud, and finally gets the whistle with 24 seconds remaining in the power play for Westfield State. 8:33 to go in the third. 2-2 the score.
Yeah, that was one of their better opportunities of this period.
But Kunin strong. Here's Pichette on the draw against Atkinson. Won cleanly by Pichette. Back to the point. Finnegan gives to Millardo. Goes behind the net to Seaberg. Back to Millardo. Back to Finnegan. Finnegan sends a shot toward the net, looking for a deflection, which he got from Seaberg, but high and way over the net with 12 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Here comes Santoro out to take that draw. Atkinson did not have a great one there, so Santoro and Pichette out there now. One forward by Pichette, covered by Kunin. Killed a whole 3 seconds on that remaining part of the power play.
Well, this is also that kind of that little sweet spot sometimes. There's just 10 seconds left in the penalty. If you can get control of it, hold it a little bit, you might be able to hit that guy or somebody coming off the bench or out of the box.
Won by Santoro this time to O'Connell, high and all the way down, and that should do it for the man advantage. So the Eagles kill it off. Westfield State falls to 0-1 on the man advantage. Well, both teams are 0-1 on the penalty tonight. On the power play, tonight. Long pass looking for Sagan. He chipped it around Montague. Montague out there, the freshman, getting some late third period time. Montague checked the puck away to Howell. Howell tries to chip it up the wall to McQuegan. He does. McQuegan tries to get it out but can't. And sent right back into Millardo. Millardo behind the net, watched by Montague. Montague puts the body on Millardo, lost the puck. Then a nice centering pass in front into the slot to Seaberg. He took a shot, but it deflected off a leg. Eagles struggling to get it out. Millardo sends it toward the net, through the crease area, nobody there, and finally McQuegan picked it up on the other side and carries it out of the zone. He's over the red, he's over the blue on left wing, keeps moving forward, he's in the corner, gets checked off by Riley. He tried to center it, couldn't find anybody, and the puck was taken away and out of the zone. Down goes Howell. Brought it in over the line, though, was Coppola. Coppola skates toward the middle of the slot. Tried to find Millardo. Couldn't find him. Dumped it into the corner. Played by Tremblay, who finally lost the puck, and out comes Norling. Norling to center. He's up over the line. Carries it on left wing. Sends it toward the net, but stopped by Nichols' delay. And now some pushing and shoving behind the net between Norling and I think that's Riley. And it is behind the net with 6:58 to go in the third. And, Coach, one thing we've seen a couple times now is Eagles keep trying to push left wing and either go into the corner or try to go behind the net. Might want to crisscross it or something a little bit because that play seems to be running out.
Well, yeah, like I say, I mean, your best opportunity is when you can play in between the dots.
Santoro won the faceoff briefly, then lost the puck, and out comes Morehouse. Morehouse, though, lost it. Santoro faked the slap shot, continues on, sends it toward the net, looking for the stick of Norling. He gets it to Norling, though, behind the net. Here's Noble to Norling. Norling sends it toward the net, looking for Kimball in front. He had an opportunity, chopped at it. Stopped originally by Nichols' delay. Kept in by Noble, who rims it down around the boards. Right behind the net, picked up by Santoro. Santoro back to Noble on left point. Had it bounce off his stick, kept it in momentarily, then lost it. And now out comes, and there's going to be a delayed penalty on the Eagles as Coppola was dumped with 6:17 to go. And there was an opportunity, Coach. Noble had it, bounced off his stick, couldn't keep it in, and had to take down Coppola, and that'll lead to the second power play of the game for Westfield State.
Yeah, that's a situation where like Post was fine because they had guys back. You didn't really have to take him down, but you kind of get that vision where you're just kind of looking at the feet and not looking around or maybe getting communicated to that we're okay.
13:43 the time on the penalty to Noble. 0 for 1 is Westfield State on the man advantage. Here's Finnegan. Finnegan the board. Board back to Finnegan. They close it. Cross the ice. Takes the shot. Stopped by Kunin, who read it well on the slap shot by Bolsclair. And that only killed 9 seconds off, but good setup as Board and Finnegan pushed the box closer and then swung a pass cross ice to Bolsclair, who one-timed it, but nice job by Kunin to get over.
Yeah, that's a tough shot. Unless you're able to get that, elevate that puck and put it up into a corner, that's a tough shot angle to shoot from.
Mosher and Bolsclair on the draw to Kunin's left, won by Bolsclair. Back to Finnegan. Finnegan to Bolsclair on the half wall. Holds and waits. Board goes out of the zone, now comes back in as if they're going to forget he's there. And then a one-timer as he passed the puck into the bumper spot, stopped on the one-timer by Willette. Finnegan, cross ice to left point to Board. Board takes a long shot, gloved by Kunin. It actually goes off his glove and out the center. Now Swain racing for it, lost the race, and back comes Willette. Willette tries to get in, instead dumps it in as he had no momentum. Delory in the Zamboni corner. They feed it to Bolsclair, who looked to go back to the point. Instead, he sent it into the corner. Board fighting for it. Nice play by Swain to get his stick in there. Swain trying to get it past Board, but Board using that body gets it back to Finnegan. Finnegan to Board. Almost had Swain take it on a breakaway. Here's Board with another shot. Great block in front by Mosher. Eagles trying to get it out as the puck's just bouncing around the slot. Taken by Finnegan. Finnegan lost it out of the zone. Break for the Eagles with 55 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Here comes over the line Williams. Williams tries to get around Kennedy, lost the puck to Tommy Bice. Bice holding it in the corner, spins with it, tries to get it out, and he can't because Sagan kept it in. Sagan gives it to Pichette. Pichette toward the net in front, looking for a deflection on the stick of Seaberg. Almost got it, but Kunin did a good job to get out there with his stick as well, and then the puck gets sticked over the glass and onto the net with 35 seconds remaining on the man advantage. 4:51 to go in the third.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play because that was a pretty well-conceived play, and Ben did a good job getting his stick in there to break that up.
Good block, though, by Ryan Mosher right in the slot on the previous shot, though. Looked like that one stung a little bit, but a nice block, and the faceoff will be to Kunin's left between Santoro and Seaberg.
Block shot on a PK is the best pain you'll ever feel, Jeff.
Sagan closing in on left wing, takes a shot toward the net, into the netting again. Blocked away. I don't disagree with the pain and the bruise that will come with it. And as you know, Coach, the older you get, the more you bruise when you block those shots in the adult men's league.
Yeah. You just hope they don't shoot as hard.
Very true. Face-off won by Westfield State, and closing in is Pichetti. Tried to center it in front, takes a shot though, did Millardo, as he picked up a loose puck and it goes wide. Puck rimmed around the Millardo in the Zamboni corner. Glassrud chops at it, ends up behind the net to Seaberg. Seaberg back to the point to Sagan, but it goes past Sagan and out to center, and that might do it for the Eagle penalty kill as it goes all the way into the Owl zone, and Kimball will chase Santoro. Here's Kimball, Sagan, in over the line, dumps it toward the net. Glassrud blocked it, shot taken on a bad angle by Seaberg, stopped by Kunin. Picked up on the other side by Millardo, goes behind the net to Seaberg. Give and go in front, they had it, but it went off the leg of Millardo. Then a long shot from the point, deflected and popped up in the air as the shot taken by Blengino, stopped by Kunin with 4 minutes even to go in the third. 2-2, the Eagles kill off Westfield State's power play. They're 0 for 2. Are Westfield State on the man advantage. Eagles 2 for 2.
Yeah, some good opportunities by Westfield State, and Post was up to the task.
Murray and Tremblay, won by Murray. Montague gives to O'Connell. O'Connell gets it out, gives it to Swain. He touched it, he tipped it, but couldn't get it to go forward. Now O'Connell fighting with it with Murray. Montague back behind his own net, reversing the flow to Alloy. Alloy with a nice little chip pass to Murray, and out he comes. Gives it to Swain, 2-on-2. Over the line, looks to center it, goes off the leg to Murray in the corner, goes to Swain behind the net, gives to Murray. Murray tries to chip it in front. It deflected behind the net around the corner. Then in front of Swain, who had a backhand opportunity that just goes wide. Puck sent into center, bouncing, and it's picked up by a breakaway. Walking in there is Morehouse, stopped right on rebound. The puck lay there, a third save by Kunin, who robbed Morehouse twice, and a loose puck sitting there. And a brilliant save on Emile Tremblay on the third bang with 3:19 to go. Ben Kunin standing on his head, and everybody on ice going on to tap his helmet, thanking him for saving that goal right there, and maybe the game, Coach.
Yeah, that was, so far that for sure was a save of the game, because it was
the three saves
of the game right there.
The triple saves there, as he stopped Morehouse twice, then Tremblay a third time while on his stomach, no less, and keeps this score 2-2. And now Bolsclair and Howell will be in the face-off to Kunin's left. Won by the Eagles to Kennedy, who gets it out the center. Puck chopped into the Owl zone. Quick passing out to Board. Board gets it to Swinner. McQuegan riding his man off. That's Willette into the wall. And the puck back to Finnegan inside the Owl zone. Quick passing up to Boltzclair. Sends it into the Eagle zone. Kennedy got stick checked off by Board, who ripped a shot into Kunin, who held his ground with great positioning. And 2:50 remaining in regulation time. This game's still 2-2.
Yeah, as we're getting down to it here, I want to see Post marking their men up a little bit better. There's a little bit too much space. They're kind of watching the puck move side to side and not looking for where that puck might go to and who might be dangerous. So we don't want that to bite them. We want to try to pick their guys up.
Santoro, Norling, and Kimball, the Eagle forward line out there. Shot from the point, swallowed whole by Kunin again. Taken by Blengino. Face off again to Kunin's left. Boltzclair and Santoro won it cleanly. Taking the shot by Finnegan. Another glove save by Kunin, who is tall to the task, but the Eagle D needs to help him out a little bit, as he's made 6 saves in the last 30 seconds. All of them challenging, but has kept the score 2-2. Same two centermen will do it again on the other side of the ice, and this time won by Santoro. Tommy Bice spins away from the check, takes a second, tries to chip it up the wall, and finally gets it out to Kimball. Kimball gives to Norling with some speed up on right wing. He's in over the line. Norling tries to push toward the net. He does successfully, then take it into the goal. No penalty looks to be called as Norling put himself into the post in the net. with 2:30 to go in regulation time, and if anything, that just changes the field position a little bit and gives Ben Cunneen an opportunity to take a breath. I think they're going to keep the face-off inside the Owl zone because Norling was sort of taken into the goal by the Owl defender. Santoro, Norling, and Kimball still out there for the Eagles. Millardo, Seberg, and Pichette, the three forwards for Westfield State. So one line against one line. 2:30 to go in regulation time, 2-2.
Yeah, I think they're going to work to match, obviously, with the next 2, maybe 3 shifts for sure.
Although Cooper Board has just come out there, so looks like they're going to change to the 2 line. Well, looks like they're going to have a bit of a mix. Face-off one, though, to Kennedy on right point. Goes to the center point, looks to send it toward the net. It's blocked. He picked it up on left point then, sends it around the boards to Norling. Norling picked it up behind the net, went to the far side corner, dumped it back to Santoro behind the net, being watched by Board. Norling and 5 players back there pushing the puck. Finally comes around to Kennedy, who spins away from the checker dangerously, though, as he kind of came to the middle of the ice as last man standing. Said he dumped it behind the net to Board, who fed a quick pass to Pichette. So again, a mixed line here for Westfield State in the final 2 minutes. Pass ahead to Millardo, a little too far, and now Delory sends a pass in the middle, looking for a streaking Kimball, a little bit too far. Here's Kennedy, picked it up at the blue line, gives it across the ice to Delory, gets to the red, dumps it down and around the boards with 1:45 to go in regulation time. Swain had it chipped by him, now out the center they come, is Seberg. Seberg over the line, tries to get around Bice, does a backhand shot, never gets there. Tommy Bice blocked it, and now behind the net, rimmed it up the wall. Loy comes in to get it away from Millardo. He makes a nice chip play to Tommy Bice, who gets it out the center, and Murray chases after it. But then a giveaway to Swain. Swain closes in with a shot that goes high over the net of Nichols' delay, and the puck rimmed behind the net of Loy. Chasing after it, though. Muller chips it into the bench. That should keep the face-off inside the zone with 73 seconds to go in the third period, and the face-off should be to the right of Nichols' delay in a 2-2 hockey game here in Shelton this evening.
Yeah, this is a big face-off for centers on both teams to kind of bear down and try to win it for their team.
That's going to be Howell and Boltzclair to the right of Nichols' delay. Won by Howell, shot by McQuegan, deflected into the near side corner. Chase after it by Howell, goes back to the point, past Bice, and out of the zone comes the Owls, but taken away by Atkinson. Back to the Eagle defense, who chipped it up in the air but didn't get it out as Cooper Board pinched in. Checked by McQuegan in the Zamboni corner. Back to the point. Shot taken, deflected out in front. Here come the Eagles with an opportunity 2-on-2. Here's Howell with some speed. Tries to get around Finnegan. He kicked it into the corner. Played behind the net to Atkinson. Couple of number 8s. Comes all the way to the near side point. Kennedy fakes. Goes in, takes a shot toward the net, and the best shot of the period by the Eagles. Swallowed whole by Nichols' delay. With 39.6 to go in regulation time. Still 2-2, but finally the Eagles put a shot on the net. Forced Nichols' delay to make a save, and the Eagles will come right back out with Kimball, Norling, and Santoro. Won by the Owls, and out comes Millardo. Up on left wing with Delory. He pushes it toward the net. Cunneen gets there first, dangerously chips it ahead. Almost chipped it into Millardo going toward the goal and went off his leg. 25 seconds to go, chipped up the wall. Taken by Norling. The Eagles can have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Norling fanned on his pass across the ice, but somehow came away with the puck. He gets the center, dumps it in on Nichols' delay, who will hold as Santoro put pressure on him with 14.1. But almost a dangerous play. Cunneen didn't know what to do, dive for it or stick it away. And he got caught in no man's land and almost threw it off of Millardo and into the goal.
Yeah, looks like we got a timeout here. Coach Richter's going to draw something up for the last 14 here.
14.1, and the Eagles are that far away from their third overtime game in 4 tries. But stuck on that ever repetitive 2-goal number as there are 14.1 to go in regulation.
Yeah, both teams drawing something up, so nice little battle between the two coaches, if you will.
Don't forget to join us on Friday, 4 p.m. Coach Pete Whitney will be here. Someone will be in my place. pregame 3:45 on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. And I'll be back on Saturday for game 2 of the 2-game set against St. Anselm's. 1 o'clock, puck drop, 12:45 pregame on the same network. So stay with us after the game for the 3 stars. Coach will pick the 3 stars, and I have a feeling the gentleman to our left in net might be one of them. Santoro, Norling, and Kimball face off one forward. Norling tries to chip it back to Kimball. It ends up back of the point to Kennedy. One times a shot that gets blocked out the center where Santoro is. 5 seconds remaining. Long shot by Delory. Almost went in. As I'm not sure Nichols' delay was ready for it, but he gloved it down, and that's how the third period will end. A similar score and a similar number as both other times the Eagles have gone to overtime. It's been 2-2, and that's where we are today. So no scoring in the third period, though Westfield State was 0 for 2 on the man advantage in the third period. Let's get to the shots on goal in the third period, which were heavily favored in favor of Westfield State. 16 shots for them in the third, only 7 for the Eagles. 3-period total of 34 for Westfield State, 27 for the Eagles. Eagles doing well on the face-offs, though. 14-10 in the third, 40-29 through 3 periods. Westfield State 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Post 0 for 1. Coach, they've been here twice already, so you would think they might have some experience at it. But what do you have to do here to change the momentum here in overtime?
I think you have to really work to simplify the game. Right, you got to make sure you have puck possession because there is so much ice. Be really careful on your changes and hold that puck and wait for those really good opportunities.
3-on-3 overtime. Santoro, Kimball, and Kennedy. The Eagle 3. It'll be Cooper Board, Stephen Blengino, and looks like Brett Williams. No, I apologize. It's going to be Danny Finnegan. So Westfield State will go with 2 defensemen, while the Eagles will go with 2 forwards. And I wonder if that'll be the way they go throughout overtime, or maybe just because it's the Santoro-Kimball group. Here's Kimball with some speed. Eagles had 7 shots on overtime on Saturday. Weren't able to put any past St. Mike's. Kimball, being heavily checked by Board, goes back to Santoro behind his own goal. Santoro now tries to get some speed. Nice job by Finnegan to cut him off. And Finnegan takes over inside his own zone, so the Eagles don't even get a shot after winning the opening faceoff. Here comes Finnegan. He's over the line. He's got Board with him. He goes to the right, skates around the net, skates away from Kennedy, looks for Board. He continues on, goes to the slot, but good defense there by Kennedy. Pushed him out the center, and the team's just playing a little find my spot 50 seconds into a 3-on-3 overtime. Here's Blengino, who gave the puck away to Delory. Now the Eagles will get their shot with their possession. I almost feel like you need a shot clock in overtime like they do in basketball.
Yeah.
Here's Swain. Swain, who scored on Friday, his first goal, gets the center. Now he'll spin back away as Aloy goes off the ice, and out comes Atkinson. Atkinson takes the pass from Swain. He'll try to get some speed and go around Sagan. He gets some speed, though. Here's Atkinson over the line. Look to center, but stick checked away by Sagan. Goes back to Delory. Delory keeps it in, sends it toward the net in front to Howe. Howe being checked by Sagan, pushed into the near side corner. 4 of the 6 players on the ice in that corner right now. Nice stick check by Atkinson. Tried to center it in front to Howell, but lost it. Now here's a break for Pichette. Pichette, who's got 2 goals, got a break from the line, and Kimden shot. Stopped by Kunin, who held his ground. Good job by Delory to cut off the angle because Pichette was trying to go into the middle of the ice. He pushed him to Kunin's left where he had to take a shot and had less of an angle. But Kunin made the save with 1:46 gone in overtime.
Yeah, with his play tonight, that is not the guy you want to turn the puck over to.
5'8", 175 from St. Eustache, Quebec. Face-off won by Westfield State. Closing in with a shot was Muller, and he shot it wide. Now the Eagles will take over again. Here's Norling. Gives to Tommy Bice. Bice Murray, and Norling. Here's Bice. Gets to the red line. Carries it in. Eagles offside, so they got to wait. Now they can carry it back in. Here's Tommy Bice. Over the line. Looks to pass. Instead carries it behind the net. Looks to pass again, but this time he fell down. Not sure he was hit as much as he fell down, and back comes Muller. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Here's Riley and Muller over the line. 2 defensemen. Muller makes a nice fake. Gets taken down. No penalty. Now the Eagles will have a 2-on-1 back the other way. Here's Murray and Bice. 2-on-1. Over the line with a forward back. Here's Bice. Bice ripped one. Stopped right on by Nichols' delay. Sends it around the wall to Santoro. Santoro just comes off the bench. Picks the puck up. Looks to come in front. Fakes the shot. Takes one. Stopped by Nichols' delay. Goes off the boards. I thought it went off the net, but still going. Here's Kimball. Kimball fighting off a man. Leaves it for O'Connell. O'Connell fakes leaving it for Santoro. Goes behind the net and centered it in front to Kimball, but just past him and back to Santoro out at center with 2:09 to go in overtime. O'Connell. Quick pass to Kimball. Kimball leaves it for a flying Santoro. He's going to break for the line, and he shoots. He scores! Beautiful setup by Kimball, who found a flying Santoro. And at 3 minutes of overtime, his second goal of the game, his third of the season. And Joe Santoro wins it in overtime. They break the 2-goal barrier. They break the 3-game losing streak. And the Eagles win the game at 3 minutes. 3-2. What a setup, Coach. Great shot by Santoro, and he showed his speed all night.
Well, there's that number 3. 3 minutes in, they get number 3.
Beautiful setup there by Kimball as he just sent the pass into an open area and allowed Santoro and his speed to go after it. And that will end the game and win the game for the Eagles. So Santoro, his second of the game, second of the season, excuse me, I might have said third. Second of the game, second of the season from Kimball at 3 minutes of overtime. And the Eagles get their first win of the season. They'll move to 1-1-2 on the season, while Westfield State will fall to 2-1-1. Eagles had 2 shots in the overtime. Westfield State had 1, so they outshoot the Eagles 35-29 overall in the game. Faceoffs were 1-1 in overtime. So the Eagles will win the faceoffs 41-30. Three stars picked by us exciting people here in the Broadcast Center, brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all the Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, or visit the campus or apply or take a tour, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Coach, your 3 stars.
Well, my first star with the first goal of the game and the last goal of the game, with his first 2 goals of his Post career, Joe Santoro gets the first star. Second star, Ben Canine, for, again, a great game, just keeping his team in it. And a nod to the Owls with Emile Pichette with 2 goals, doing everything he could to keep his team in the game as well.
So the 3 stars is picked up here in the Broadcast Center. Emile Pichette, 2 goals, his first and second of the season. The third star, Ben Canine, 33 saves, who probably was bucking for that first star until Joe Santoro scored his second of the game, second of the season, and Joe Santoro the first star of the game. So, Coach, they've broken the streak. They got the 3. They won the game. How do you think that makes them feel going into a big weekend series against St. A's?
Well, I think it's important that you know that you can score goals, again, because St. Anselm's coming in here is well over 3 goals a game. So they're a skilled team that obviously has a scoring touch. So I think what it does for Post is it gives a heck of a lot of confidence. And, the conversation can be, we stayed with it for the last games, for really from the start of the season. And we've been in every game. So we told you, keep pushing. It's going to come. And tonight it did.
And we'll hopefully have Joe Santoro up here in a couple of minutes. That's once they get the celebration completed there in the locker room. But, Coach, let's talk about Ben Canine for a minute, who put on a show. And really, that was that 45 to 60-second period within the third period where he had the 3 shots stopped on the breakaway, then 2 or 3 additional saves right in a row, where he really kept this game at 2-2 and gave the Eagles the opportunity to even get this win.
Yeah, I'll tell you, much like when you see a forward playing with confidence, holding on to the puck that little bit longer so they can make a play, and they do make plays. See the same thing with Ben. He's playing with confidence. He's on top of his crease. He's looking through traffic. He's seeing through the layers. And he's doing just a great job of stepping up here and keeping posts in every game he's been in.
Big win for the Eagles tonight. That hopefully, again, and we talked about it. We've talked about it multiple times over the first 3 games. They were 3-10 in 1-goal games last year. They were 0-2. Now they're 1-2. And again, big weekend series with St. A's upcoming. And tough team. They've struggled against them at times. St. A's is one of the better teams in the NE10 this year. What do you think the Eagles need to do for the weekend series? Is there a different style of play? Just keep grinding the way they're grinding at it right now? Some more of this offense is going to come? Or do they need to change how they play against a tough NE10 team and might know them a little well better?
Yeah, I don't think you change very much because it's your barn and you want to play in a way that has made you successful. Certainly there'll be little keys that you'll look on, and I think it's for Post and for the coaching staff, I think it's more matching up and making sure that those things are setting up the way that you want them to, having the advantage of being home and getting the last change. And so I don't think we play any different. Again, we checked one of those boxes of stayed out of the penalty box. We took care of that. We got to continue to do that. The next thing that they do have to fine-tune is be sure there aren't really you have to have no turnovers, really bad turnovers against a team like St. A's because they are so skilled. So I think those are things you talk about, and those are things that are all within your control.
Before we get Joe up here, and hopefully he'll be up here momentarily, talk to me about a transfer player like Joe. He comes in from a different organization who might have different ways of doing things. How do you adapt so quickly to what your new coaching staff is looking for? Is it a combination of what you've learned and what you're learning, or how do you sort of come into that locker room experience?
Well, Joe's a kid who he's always played the game the right way. Like in the recruiting process, loved him. We're fortunate to get him. So very happy that he kind of ended up here where, we thought he belonged all along, so to speak. And, again, he brings some excitement coming to a place where he knows he's wanted and he knows he gets every opportunity to play in every situation. And, again, so happy that it's worked for him. And because he's played well up until, tonight he got the goals, but he's played very well for the most part in all of his games. And Joe's a kid who's quiet, but shows his leadership between face-offs and penalty kills and a little bit on the power play, and saw how he was able to show that skill of his tonight. So it was really a pleasure to watch him play. It's been great watching him develop, and I think he's a local kid. He's a Connecticut kid, so I think there's some comfort there of sort of coming back home, if you will. So that part, I think, it probably plays into it as well.
Also credit to Baxter Kimball, who set that pass up in overtime and talked about how maybe just slowing it down just a touch. And in that case, he sort of slowed it down just a bit. And when he sent that pass across the ice, knew he had Santoro breaking. Credit to Santoro, by the way, for the speed that he put on, because he went around the defenseman, then took the puck, then broke in. But Kimball, a nice pass across the ice. That's a 3-on-3 play. I don't know you get away with that on 5-on-5, but that was a beautiful 3-on-3 pass.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, good players take advantage of what's offered to them, as far as their situation goes, and that's what those guys did.
And I think we're going to get Joe Santoro momentarily. Possibly.
So close.
Well, we send a hockey player to get a hockey player, so.
We'll give Grace the assist should he come here.
Absolutely.
And that first win of the season, getting 2 goals, I don't blame him for wanting to hang around the locker room.
I don't either. But the sooner you're done with us, the sooner you get to go party for the rest of the night, unless you have class tomorrow, in which case you need to be in here.
Yeah, well, you know what? You got to live this for the rest of the evening, and then you've got Wednesday, Thursday. You only got 2 days.
Only got 2 days
to get ready. And so enjoy it for tonight, but stay focused and be prepared for what Friday might bring you.
Okay, so he should be coming momentarily. I have been told by our former goalie that, once a goalie, always a goalie, but our former goalie, that he will be coming out shortly.
Yes, I appreciate the save, Grace. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. So as we mentioned, upcoming schedule, this was the third of the 5-game homestand. And here comes Joe now, I believe.
Yeah, this is a big week, and this is one of the great things about college hockey is it comes at you hard and fast, and you're going and you're cranking. Then all of a sudden, it's winter break. That's just the nature of the beast.
And the truth is, at least for the home schedule, after these 5 games, the Eagles only have 2 more home games before the winter break. So
right,
play the 5, and then I don't think you can pull much more, Coach.
No.
Coach Whitney, how you doing?
Good, great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is for you.
You get the.
That's
right.
here because we're about to.
We're about to lose. Joe, congratulations on the first 2 goals and the first win.
Thank you.
Talk to me particularly about the second of the 2 goals, a beautiful pass by Kimball to you.
Yeah, that was great feed by Baxter. I mean, I love playing with him. He's a big reason why we both decided to come here because we knew we'd get the chance to play together. So that's been great. Second period, I had a similar breakaway. I tried to go glove side, and then in overtime I saw he was cheating a little to the glove, so I figured I'd put it 5-hole.
How long, to everybody at home, so you pick that puck up at the blue line, how long do you have from the time you pick that puck up to the time you take that shot to figure out where you're putting that puck? Or is it something in the back of your head you remembered from the last time?
The first breakaway definitely had a lot to play into it for. But I like I said, when I saw him cheating glove side, I knew right away I was going 5-hole.
Talk to me. You're new to the program, obviously, and you both, as you mentioned, you and Kimball came here together. Talk to me about what it took to integrate yourself into the locker room. I've talked to Coach Richter. He's told me that this group of guys is the best 31 guys he's ever had. You're obviously new to that group. What made you want to come here? What made you happy here so far?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, Coach Richter's another huge reason why I decided to come here. But the room we have in there is unbelievable. We truly do have 30-something brothers. We're a very close group, and everybody gets along, and it's fun to come to the rink every day, especially when we get wins.
First 3 games challenging, 2 overtime losses, a tough loss on Friday where you were up 2-0. You finally get over the 3-goal plateau. You finally get the win. What's the feeling like, and how do you carry it forward to a tough weekend where you're playing St. A's, back-to-back games?
Yeah, it's definitely a big weight off the shoulders for sure. I think now we're going to be able to play a little more free, knowing that we got a W under our belts and we can do it. So yeah, the big thing is just coming back here tomorrow for practice, getting back to work, and getting ready for the weekend because, like you said, it's not going to be easy, but I think we could carry this momentum into hopefully something special.
So we gave you the first star of the game, obviously with the game-winning goal and 2 goals, but the second star of the game was your goaltender, who at times stood on his head, particularly in the third period. Talk to me about Ben today, how he kept you guys in that game.
Yeah, Benny and Drew so far this year have both deserved so much better than they've gotten. They've really, at times throughout every game we've played so far, they're the reason why we're in the game still. A lot of times, honestly, too many times. So hoping to clean that up, but I can't say enough about those 2 guys so far. They're really working their butts off.
Talk to me about Parker Norling too, the third guy on that line. Obviously, I don't know if you knew him before you came in here, but you guys have played together since start of the season. You 3 have been out there a lot, particularly in big minutes. Talk to me about Parker and how he's helping out that line.
Yeah, he's been great. I think he's a great compliment to me and Baxter, and I think all 3 of us complement each other well. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and Parker is a hard-nosed guy who gets in there on the forecheck every single time. He's really good at retrieving pucks and not only retrieving them but then making a play after. So it's been a very easy adjustment playing with him. He's been great so far.
Joe, congratulations.
Thank you.
First win of the season. Big game-winning goal is second of the game at 3 minutes of overtime. The Eagles win, move to 1-1-2 on the season as they head for a big weekend series against St. A's. 4 o'clock puck drop on Friday, 1 o'clock puck drop on Saturday. We'll see you there. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney, we thank you. We'll see you on Friday. Joe, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.